too long, but it's, you know.
Right
And
now?
we are black.
We're black right now?
We are black right now.
Oh,
All right,
shit.
then.
Damn.
Welcome to the late ass black hour.
It's the
Damn,
dark
it's
hour.
been a minute. It's been a minute since I've been on this dark hour shit, but
Since all the homies
See
got
the dark
together alive.
Ain't no dark,
you know what I mean?
Especially if I'm in this bitch.
Ain't no dark hour.
Ain't no
That's
dark hour.
their shit. Let them have that.
Let them have that dark hour on their own. This is a whole different podcast compared
Oh,
with
my
this.
bad.
I'm
Okay.
on this bitch.
So what is this?
The Holy Grail.
Black Friday.
Unholy Grail, if you may.
It's Black
Oh,
Monday?
man.
Black Friday.
Oh man, that's the best way to put it, man. That's the best way to
Exactly. Hide your face in them hands over there.
Bad
If
that.
you gave them that, let them have what they let them have that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, they can have it then. It's theirs. It's theirs.
The torch has been passed.
Yep.
Bad that. Well, I guess we need to go around and introduce ourselves for those who don't know.
Oh shit.
So I'm Art.
Boy Wonder, aka Ray Jones, holla.
Oh my lord.
Nigga, this is not the NFL fucking like Monday Night Football.
I thought I needed like an AA.
I went over there.
Preview Elementary School.
Like
Ray
AA.
Jones, my man.
I didn't even put the Detroit on my label, bro.
You don't
Nah,
need
You
to.
should've.
You don't need to.
You should have done that, man. Represent your hood.
Prime time.
Represent your hood.
Go ahead, bro.
Wait, yes, all you get.
Oh man, hey, Gil, aka Gil. No good. Go UConn. Go Patriots. Go goddamn LeBron James. Goddamn it. Let's argue about that one. Cheers, my boys. Yes, sir.
Can't even argue with it.
I don't have to say what my name is. You know who I am. That's it.
DT baby.
That's
Hey,
it.
let's do it.
Stretch in the building.
So I guess we can go ahead and address the elephant in the room.
Elephant in the room.
Um,
Look, Sean Henry.
well,
my mama ain't fat. She big bone.
just man, I ain't talking about nobody's mama.
All right.
I don't do that. I don't do that. But so these protests and the rioting, and it's got a certain group of people kind of upset. So I made a post earlier today or yesterday. I can't remember. I think it was today.
I don't know what day it is anymore.
Yeah. And it basically said, the same people that are complaining about the silent protesting are the same people that's complaining about the rioting and the looting. Mm-hmm. And my point with that was you can't have it both ways. You can't be mad when somebody was
Unless you're
silently protesting police brutality. You got pissed about that. Now they're rioting because of police brutality that killed a man, and you're mad about that. So my thing is, what exactly are these people? What exactly are they mad at? I need some help.
I can start this off and tell you right now, it didn't make no sense for me when I heard the other day that they were going to Millennium Mall and all these places and rioting. What cause are you doing? You're not getting nothing out of this. Because in the end of the day, we got to pay for this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're rioting for what reason? And I think it's more millennials that are doing the whole rioting thing, and then us as in being old school are doing the protesting.
It's without question. I mean, you're going to have the millennials doing all that because honestly, they want a sense of anarchy.
Exactly.
As the youth is always part of the movement. That's how movement works. It's always with the youth 1st
Mhm.
and then with the elders last.
Mhm.
But if they're writing for the right reason. It's just the fact that they're attacking small business is my only problem.
That's the only.
That's I'll hire the other
Why
party
would
to
you
hang out.
do that? You know,
I'm gonna pay for the fire trucks, the police cars anyway. Because of my tech, we don't fuck about that shit. It's the small businesses, the things that are interwoven into the community that I worry about.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't give a fuck about large business.
no, of course.
I don't, because the insurance money they're gonna get. Is
Oh,
the
they're
kickback.
gonna
It don't matter.
triple
They
that shit.
good.
They're gonna triple that shit. It was just the truth. But all I'm saying is that you have. I think it's like people are just starting. One person can lead to 100 people starting a fucking riot.
It's a
You know
mob
what I'm saying?
mentality.
But most of the writing is actually being done by like little fucking like hipster ass white dudes. But no one's talking about that.
Nobody.
A whole bunch
And I've
of those
sent video.
white-
I've got video
white
proof.
dudes. I said
I've been doing that.
130.
Those motherfuckers are the first one to actually be like,
They're the first ones
they're
breaking
the ones that
windows.
actually literally throwing the
Taking
flame.
shit.
They're throwing the flame and goddamn and
Yeah.
those businesses. And then everybody else follows along.
They're the ones doing the Molotov cocktails, the ones breaking the windows. But no one wants to be real about anarchy.
And we just saying it's crazy white people doing this shit.
People want to admit that anarchy is right now. We got 30 million people who don't have a job, and you have a sense of anarchy and panic going on.
And then you're gonna really
You have
get
people who are bored, pissed, and were looking for a reason to fight for something, and it just happened.
them
I just hate-
It's the perfect fucking storm.
But you know what though, D? I get that. I do. I just hate that all this shit had to happen because somebody lost their life in the hands of police again. We've
Not
seen
just
this shit.
again,
Go ahead.
I'm
from
just saying,
someone that he knew. He got killed by someone that he knew.
absolutely. And
Go ahead. Art.
well, I'm just saying, and yeah, he got killed by somebody he knew. And I don't give a fuck if you're a professional wrestler,
Yeah.
you are a professional swimmer, you're a football player, you're a
Don't matter,
basketball.
you're
I don't care. If
No.
somebody has their knee on
your
your neck
For
For
9 minutes.
for 9 minutes,
For
9
9 minutes total, but the 2 minutes and 45 seconds, I think it was, that he was like literally begging to fucking get your fucking knee off my neck.
bro,
He literally died right then and there. That's what it makes it even worse.
these motherfuckers need to be prosecuted to the highest extent of the law.
Well, I
And-
think it's more beyond even just that though, because it's just an unfair advantage.
Yeah.
That was caught on camera. Like that shit was caught on camera. Had it not been caught on camera, would we be here?
No,
What?
No,
what
He said he
Aubrey-
was gonna get left.
if Aubrey Graham had been caught on camera, would we be here?
nope,
No.
nope. It would be a non-issue
No.
because we wouldn't even know about it.
Facts.
But
And then-
that's a spoken, unspoken. You don't even have to ask that. That's a rhetorical question.
It took us 3 months to even. I didn't even know about the Aubrey case until
The guy in Georgia.
yeah,
Yeah.
a week
Yeah.
after the video came
Right,
out.
that's what I was about to make a point of, because it really started with the guy in Georgia.
It didn't though. It's just that's.
I mean, in some way,
It's a
in
trickle
some
down,
way, it's
trickle
just
down.
triggering
When
it.
it comes to
Recurring
the
thing.
actual thing in the news,
Takes
yeah,
motherfuckers-
right.
But in
But
some
not
way,
the actual event.
it
but
takes
but
too long for them to respond to shit that happens to our community.
and actually, police brutality it started in what, 91? When what was his face in LA got fucking
Rodney King.
beat up by the police.
Rodney King.
That wasn't the start of it.
It happened
That's just
before
when it
Rodney
first
King.
got
Rodney
filmed.
King, but live
Yeah,
waves,
but-
live.
But you're talking about, you got things that happened in the 50s. You got the Watts riots that happened way before that over it. Like, it's happened throughout
But
the history of
reportedly
time.
wise,
Yeah.
you were having Rodney King.
Rodney King was the first time.
Was the
actually-
first time you see some police
Yeah,
brutality,
it was recorded.
and that's when like
I'll give
you
you
gonna
that.
bring that shit back,
Yeah,
bro.
'cause I mean, Rodney for police
This
brutality
shit
was
looks like it's gonna be that way. It's,
Well, if fuck being that way, the world is right now, instead of being divided by this, what they're doing is you being uniform. It's going to be the world versus racist, and this is about to go down, just like I'm saying. Trust me, racist people are all in small sects. They can't conglomerate together because they hate each other.
Yeah.
They can't beat us if they want to.
that's
They
true.
hate themselves.
There you go. They can't win out here,
Like,
man.
Jack, I think Jones is actually questioning, or are you not? Were you questioning that, or I probably heard you wrong?
No. I was just trying to, I'm just trying to understand, and because it's been a hell of a several few days, man. with the woman in the
Yeah,
park.
yeah.
You know, she threatened to call the cops because she said a black man was like, she knew
I want to touch on this.
how to weaponize the police to this man. Like, I'm gonna call the police and say there's a black man that's threatening me.
See, I look at it a little bit, I guess, deeper than that. She wasn't trying to do that so the police would react that way. Her innate instinct was to use this man's fucking color to make him a threat.
That's what I'm saying. But she's
Throw
by
him out there.
weaponizing.
In her
Very
mind,
true.
if I say this black man is doing something to me, that just resonates fucking the imminent threat.
If you don't have a whole shitload of cops, you don't have a shitload of cops that show up there for this because you mentioned that like that.
Yeah,
And for
it's
what?
the privilege. It's the privilege. That's what it comes. That's that white privilege, and she was literally weaponizing the police force to this man. She knew exactly what she was doing.
Yeah.
She knew it,
Yeah.
and
Bro, that
because she
video-
knew at some point that when it was going to be he said, she said, right? If it wasn't recorded, it was going to be he said, she said,
No.
and somewhere down the line, that black man was going to lose
Can we just go ahead and
That
say
doesn't
what's
even
really
matter.
real here?
because the
Did you not
system.
see her reaction?
Yeah,
Can we
I'm
just
just
say
saying,
what's really real here?
but the system is not set up. For
When you
us.
look at
So when
no,
she
it's not.
did
It
that-
hasn't been set up for us ever. Because law enforcement already dictated.
Exactly. But that's my point. She knew how this is how I can make
But that's also systematic because she knows it's what works.
absolutely. Absolutely.
The easiest words to put it is that you say those words on a phone call to call some authority, and next thing you know they're hearing quick.
Because again, that's systematic. That's not systemic. That is systematic.
Yeah.
It's different.
Because you can go ahead and say, "Oh, I'm having a dispute with my girlfriend and she beat me up, or boyfriend beat me up, whatever," and they won't be here until like fucking an hour later. But you get something to say, "A black man just beat me up, whatever the fuck."
Yo,
and
you have to. I hate to say it like this. And if I offend you and you're watching it, I'm gonna tell you straight ahead. Fuck you. This is the reality of it. Cops are afraid of Spanish and black males. They're afraid of Spanish and black males. Period. They have been for a long time. I actually know a lot why it's that way. Because uniformly, it takes numbers for them to beat one of us. And you can get offended by it, but the footage is also out there. I've seen cops get handled 2-on-1 many a times with those scenarios of being a Spanish male or a black male. You want to get mad about it, check the footage.
Yeah, but it's a human being. It's just when they're behind that badge, they feel a certain way.
Well, yeah,
Oh, no.
I get that.
Their authority don't mean dick, to be honest
Trust
with you,
me, I want the way we police in the world, not in our country, the world to change.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Because it's honestly, it needs to be revamped across the board.
Yep.
absolutely.
Will it happen? I don't know.
Probably
And
not.
that's not because trust me, I have friends who are cops and I love them to death. They're good people. It's a tough ass job.
Bro, I got family members that are cops.
Yo, what's
Yeah,
going on?
that- you're
everybody?
tough-
We're not
Good
talking
dude.
about
I mean-
all cops. We're talking
Yeah,
about.
well, people, but people are taking it the wrong way. They're like, oh my god. Now,
But those are the people
mine
who are
is just
agenda driven. They want to take their narrative and run with it.
Yo,
I want to touch on something about that point. That my grandfather was a police officer for Bayamon, Puerto Rico. My grandfather in the late 70s and 80s was a crooked mafioso cop, is what they call it in Puerto Rico. And this was like, it really pissed me off to say what I'm going to say, but he shot and killed a witness for a case on a mafia murder.
should you be saying all this on a live broadcast?
Bruh,
he's no longer with us. So I
Oh,
mean,
I'm sorry.
he's not here with us.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
Let
I
me finish my
apologize.
thing
He thought he was
before
just
you
telling on
interrupt,
people.
sir.
I didn't know. I just want to make
No,
sure we
brother, come on, man. Let me finish my story. I said God rest his soul. But in the end of the day, my grandfather did that, and It is what it is. Worst thing about the government is that he was supposed to get out on parole 10 days before he passed away. He passed away, and he still didn't get out. We still didn't see his body until 10 days after. 10 days was the day that he was supposed to get out in general. And that's how fucked up the government is.
Oh, we know that. We've been knowing that for years, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I was actually living with you still when that shit happened, bro.
We've been knowing the government
It's the government. It's not just the police system, but it's the government in general.
Once again,
bro, the government was built
it's
on
what you've been saying.
Yeah, the government this government was built on corruption,
Yeah.
lies,
Espionage.
Yeah,
I mean,
all that shit.
you know, it was built on this country was built on slave labor for one. And
What do you mean for one? What about
Well,
for real?
That's
well, I mean, I'm just
What's
about
for one?
that was just one point I was making. But
I'm with you.
Oh, yeah.
Just emphasizing.
but you know, and again, it takes me right back to the point where I was talking about these people getting mad about the rioting and the looting. Like, this country was built on slave labor, on our backs, on the backs of our ancestors. We got the right to burn this bitch to the ground.
Facts.
Oh yeah,
We got the right to burn this bitch to the ground because the people that came and colonized, they took the land from somebody that was already here. Like, so when people, I hear certain people say, well, you need to go back to Africa. Well, you need to go back to wherever the fuck you came from because you're not from here either.
Okay, let's just think about it. And theoretically, there's no way that 30 million people moved from the Middle Passage to America on via a boat. It doesn't add up. That means there's already black people that were already here.
I was born in Puerto
So
Rico.
that shit does not add up.
I was born in Puerto Rico. I came from an island. You know what I'm saying?
Port of Riches. This is what Puerto Rico translates to.
And I came from an island as much as like a lot of people that I know came from an island, black and Spanish as myself.
Yep.
But dude, we kill ourselves here for what? To be fucking patronized or fucking be hated when we're the ones that are building your goddamn houses. We're the ones that are fucking building your goddamn buildings or streets. Like,
Fuckers don't care, man. That's
should
the
be gratitude.
That's the point. You don't matter until you can do something for them. You don't matter. We still remember.
What do you mean by them as the government, not a color?
Not the government, not the white man. It's the color. It's a government. It's general the government. But
Let me
It's
get
crazy.
in here real quick. So first off, I don't want to skip over greeting everybody. I know I was late to the party, but what's up,
No,
fam?
you were super late, bro. Super late.
Bro? You know I'm on CP time. All right,
We
we
know.
ain't gotta go into it, but y'all know how.
you know, we've had this conversation.
But-
And they wanted to
Well,
blame
I
me.
really-
They want to come in my head about this shit.
I really was gonna just kind of sit back and listen tonight, but I saw the crew was on, and I ain't seen y'all in a minute, so I had to come say what's up. Sure.
Salute.
sure. Cheers to that.
Good to see you, Jim. You put on like 15
Yeah,
pounds,
you
bro.
look like you just never left your room. Oh,
Derek, I done got heavy as hell, my dude. I'm not even gonna lie.
You,
I like,
you did it for
you look at your cheeks.
You
Your
ate the whole
cheeks.
pandemic.
Yeah.
Hey, Derek,
That
that's
KC
his
barbecue
winter weight.
masterpiece, bro.
that's winter weight, exactly.
That's his winter weight.
You ain't shit.
Oh, man.
damn.
The whole pandemic.
Hey.
I'm talking about Jimmy.
Oh, here goes
Black power. I see
Yo.
you.
My bad, bro. Go ahead, do your thing.
Here goes most sport. Here goes most sport. Oh my lord.
Anyway,
Jamie, go ahead, man. Honestly, what the fuck are you talking about, man?
Oh, man.
anyway,
Man, like,
Yeah.
one of the things I wanted to go back to, because y'all did mention this earlier, is the type of individual in this job position, right? So there's two reasons from people that I've interacted with that I've experienced people joining the profession that we're discussing, right? Because like you
Yeah.
said,
yeah.
not everyone in the profession, we're not going to say every police officer does this, that,
Oh,
none of that. But I've
Mike
seen
is
a
just
lot of
checking.
times it's either people genuinely want to help, right? Like there's a lot of officers that are like, this is a way to do the most good in the world that I can. And then there's a power trip. there's kids, the person that was bullied in school have the authority that wasn't able to have their voice heard. Now want something that gives them power, right? And
Yeah.
one of the things that I thought about that somebody was talking about earlier is when officers walk up to your car in a stop and they want to ask you 50 questions that don't have to do with what they're stopping you for. What are they really doing there other than
Entrapment.
some kind of getting off to making you sweat?
Yeah, it's always something like that.
Oh, where you headed tonight? Oh, I was just for some reason, some people
What's the
like
matter with
that stuff. It doesn't matter where I'm going. Was I speeding or
That's what I'm
not?
saying. What's the matter where you going?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm gonna sit here and be dumb enough to be like, oh, I was going to the trap house. We got 50 hookers, and like no one's doing that. So what do you?
First of all, timeout. No black man saying hookers. So you can stop that shit.
I'm talking about in general traffic stops.
That's what I just put it right there.
You can't say hookers?
Get some hoes.
Too much country time, not enough time on this podcast.
Exactly, my friend.
Derek, we're gonna have
Could you
problems.
imagine artists, yo, where the butt naked hookers at?
Who does that, man?
Damn.
Get out of here, man.
Y'all been trying to kill the internet right now.
Come on, man.
Straight up.
That's some shit I'd never say.
That's the problem. That's what we're trying to say.
Come on, man. Stop playing, James.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But you get my point, right? Like nobody.
Yeah.
There is no reason for that question other than for you to watch me squirm and try to answer you.
Yeah, just get to the point. Why you pulling me over? type
Right.
Shit.
What did
See,
I
that
do?
literally, hey, listen, that literally just happened to me in Stretch like a week and some change ago.
Oh, really?
Wow. Speak on
Oh,
it.
shit? For real?
Speak on it.
A week ago,
Yeah,
that
me
was
and-
like 3 days ago.
Oh yeah, actually, it was. Bro, I'm still. Hey, listen, I'm still in quarantine. I'm still in quarantine mode, all right? So I still don't know what day it is.
Can't leave. That ain't no excuse for that.
Still don't know
one.
what day it is. It don't matter. The fact of the matter is that it happened. Okay,
It happened.
me and Stretch were leaving Corey's house, and they were setting up a perimeter as me and Stretch were leaving the neighborhood. Before we could even get out of the neighborhood, cop threw it, put his lights on, drove and parked right in front of us, and then came out. First thing he said was, "Where are we headed? Where are we at?" And we told him. And then he was like, "So that's where you were at?" Like, I mean, yeah, nigga, like that's what I told you. Like, what are you talking about?
Stop,
And then it was
stop
like-
double questioning me and just
Yeah.
get me on my
What
way.
has
Like,
nothing to do while you're stopping me? What was my offense?
Yeah,
That's-
there was none. He
exactly,
was just like,
what-
he was just like, we're setting up a perimeter. I'm like, yeah, we're trying to get out of that perimeter because y'all were setting it up as we were leaving. That's not our fault. Like, and then of course he had to see our licenses and all this shit. Then he let us go. But I mean, fact of the matter is like I don't know.
Stop saying shit sometimes, to be honest
Shit
with you.
irritating.
Why- okay,
Something-
this the part I don't understand. So he stopped you for no reason,
Yeah,
And
as
then
we
you
were
still-
leaving,
and you still had to show him your ID for what?
yeah, he was like, because we were inside the perimeter that they were setting up, but we were leaving the perimeter. We were leaving. Like, we were trying to get out of that perimeter. We saw them set it up as we were leaving. It was just wrong place, wrong time.
It's entrapment, but it's a Kelly Kelly that would have worked against you in court, though.
And mind you, on top of that, that Stretch don't have no damn tinted windows. So being that they seen,
Mind you, it was late at night, and they had their lights dead on our ass.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that ass, you can see who's in the car, and like literally, like you're gonna pull them over, and because two black males are in the goddamn car. Let's pull these motherfuckers over and see, because we thinking
Man.
that they got some shit on them.
So listen, I tripped and fell today and landed in the protest. And so
Yeah.
I'm over
Yeah,
here like, yo, you
I
all
was-
right?
yeah, I was.
Fine.
No. I'm saying I was at home and I went to the bathroom at home. When I came out the bathroom, I was at the protest. I don't get it, but I was there. All right.
That's what's
So
up. That's
That's
that
what too much
quantum
Hennessy
leap
do
shit.
to you.
That's crazy.
listen, I was there. All right. The shit was lit and it was nonviolent and it was peaceful, and I met a lot of good people. I've seen that there are people. There are
That's awesome.
fed up people. There are fed up people of all different backgrounds and all different
Absolutely.
races.
That's all that matters. That's all
Yeah,
that matters.
And so like that just goes to show that like, all right, like we outpower these motherfuckers. We went to the damn
Of course.
police
Of
station
course,
on OBT.
100%.
They all came out with the little shields and shit like that. It didn't take until the very end of the night when one fucker threw a water bottle and then they started
And
spraying.
then it just starts one exactly what I
Yeah,
said. One
but we
person
made a
starts
good, but we
off.
did a, yeah, but we did a great job of keeping those people in line. Like the thing is, we gotta make sure that our owner taken care of so that they don't spark no shit. And that's the whole
That's
thing I've
point.
been trying to preach is police your own, hold your own accountable.
Yeah.
We will be peaceful, and we will make sure that our people that we're with are also going to be peaceful, so that the message gets sent across for a peaceful protest. So you got that one motherfucker that wanted to throw the goddamn water bottle, and then them cops had a field day. And we took the fuck off.
And you know what happens with that, and this is the real sad one, and I remember it was really bad when Ferguson happened. But there were people that were getting arrested that were from 3 states over. Because what people were doing is realizing that in a riot, I can steal whatever I want. So they would drive there. And like, look, I remember watching this rapper. He's a Christian rapper. I think his name's Thistle, and he's from Ferguson. And he was on top of a car organizing protesters. Like, you're going to stand here. Y'all make a line like this. Block. Like, he was telling people everywhere to be and what to do and how to, like, make sure it was peaceful. One dude in the crowd just started, like, launching stuff. The police reacted, and then the crowd, of course, reacted. An old boy that threw the stuff was probably gone off the target or wherever they broke into to steal stuff.
Dog, and check this shit out. So turns out fucking Antifa and shit, them white supremacists and shit are literally coming out and posing as Black Lives Matter protesters.
Yes, they are.
They're the ones out here. They're the ones out here throwing shit and provoking the fucking.
They're the ones that start this bullshit. They start the bullshit, and then we have to respond after, and we don't even know who's doing the shit. We just respond. But that's where everything fucks up. We have one person start something and then flicks it, flick the wrist.
Exactly.
Like, no, bro.
So we literally like.
I would no longer.
So we
be
literally
a part
were
of
looking
Operation
around.
Black Shield.
Bro,
I'm not part of Operation Black Shield.
Yeah,
nobody.
It was humbling though. It was cool. You know what I mean? Like,
where'd
even
you go, if you don't mind me asking?
So we started at City Hall downtown, and then we walked down to the police station and back.
Cool. I mean, hey, you did it. Bless your heart, man. I'm glad you're safe. In the end of the day, I actually was I went to Colonial Alafaya because I'm staying around this area for the night. Just see these boys and all that for the last 2 nights. But I seen 4 young women holding up signs on Colonial Alafaya right there by the Wendy's. Just holding up signs, bro. Like, we can't breathe, and all that. Yeah. And I was like, yo, God bless your hearts, and be safe out there, but you're doing the right thing. That's what protest is about. And I want to
give a shout out to Jeff Rosenthal, and shout out to Marty. I see your comments over here, man. We'll get into them in a little bit, but that I respect both your perspectives. I'll talk about it in a second.
All right.
Oh no, please interject. I actually feel like this is a lopsided battle because there aren't any.
I'm not even seeing what else.
It's right there for
any ethnicity outside of brown and black people in the room.
I'm so blind.
But I mean, Marty brought up an interesting point because the city autopsy says underlying causes. Yep. The family autopsy says asphyxiation, which we all knew that's what he died from anyway.
Obviously. Yeah. Anybody could, it happened. But then again, you're saying you can't breathe. You can't breathe. What the fuck does that mean to you?
But how does the city, which we pay for our city workers, the city autopsy lies to the people, but yet the family autopsy, they got a private independent person do it and tell the truth.
Exactly.
Like
that's where
they have to stop protecting the shield.
Right.
They have to.
And that's where the real injustice is. So this is, and let me finish, because a lot of people will bring up the whole, well, black people kill black people and blah blah blah. The major problem that we have is that if crime happens between just black people, whatever, the police hunt them down. When police do, hold on, let me finish. When police do the shit, the shield protects the shield. The justice system and everybody wants to hide the shit, make excuses, and then these dudes walk free. They didn't arrest Derek Chauvin because he was guilty. They arrested him to stop the riots. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing.
They didn't do it right away.
Right, and they still haven't arrested the other 2 or 3. Have they arrested the other 2 or 3 yet?
Nope.
The other 3 that should have gotten arrested.
Right, because they're only
administrative leave with pay.
Right, because the movement to make the arrest was trying to stop the protest, not actually to get justice.
No, not just that. You gotta remember, I hate to say it like this, but killing minorities and getting a check afterwards is pretty normal in America. It has been for a very long time. in law enforcement because they get administrative leave for a month, 2 months, 3 months, and they're getting paid the whole time. And then they can either move from the department they work at, get moved to another force, but they don't lose their ability to police anymore. We have to draw a hard line on, like, if you commit a heinous act, that you are not allowed to police anything anymore.
Very true.
You can't just be able to move state to state and build a police again.
And that's one of the things that people are calling for because they're like, oh, well, what do the protesters want? One of the big things that stops this is an official police review board that is made of community members to say when shit like this happens, whether or not this person's allowed to be an officer anymore. Because you
But
need
they
to
can't
have...
be city council members. They can't be them.
No.
Right.
They cannot be them.
But it goes back to doing the Rodney King thing. Like, didn't they take away those fucking sticks that he beat the man with? You know what I'm saying? Like,
They don't...
That ain't
used
gonna
to
happen.
know. They're
Yeah,
supposed to,
the retractable batons they got rid of, but now they just have the
but
bullet club.
you're still using physical force.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to be trained to be a police officer. To be trained, and I don't, and never in my life have I ever seen a man just fucking put his neck. It's supposed to be knee on the back, not knee on the neck.
Gil, first of all, as far as that whole training shit goes, let me shut that down with the fact that the other day I saw an ad on Facebook. Help wanted police officers, the police department,
Yeah.
whatever, like on a Facebook notification, like offering jobs as a police officer. What kind of fucking bar y'all have set for that shit? Like, fuck
Well, if you can
qualifications.
drink a
That's what
six
I'm
pack,
saying, like, yo,
read.
Like, what are we doing? Like, can we read over here? Like, yo, you don't put a knee on the neck, you put a knee on the back, and the man was already handcuffed on top of that.
Right.
What are you doing?
There's a list of a couple of disorders that you're allowed to have if you're going. Like, there's a list of things that you can have wrong with you that the military will say, like, you can't join the military, but you can
Yeah,
still be a
yeah,
cop with those
yeah,
mental issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. You know, you guys mentioned training, right?
Yes.
And it takes what, 6 months to become a cop? Something like that.
Literally.
So you know these motherfuckers have made all kinds of mistakes in those 6 months,
in 6 months at a law enforcement training academy.
Yep.
and it's that's not enough. That's
No shit.
not enough time.
Not
not enough time.
the criminal
But you know what?
justice.
Everybody forgets. Everybody forgets.
It's just that's just not enough time, man. And then
Agreed.
wait, the training is not. They're not training these people in the right way. So it goes beyond, you know, like reform. You got to start at the base of the issue is getting these cops trained. These cops need to be out in their communities talking to these people for one. But but again, it goes back to the training. Everything goes back to training.
Yeah.
And if you're not training these people how to deal with individuals on a daily basis, you setting everybody up for failure. You said
Well, most workplaces don't teach conflict management, and that goes from corporate down to police.
absolutely.
Conflict management should be a part of every management
Really
training
is true.
course there ever has been made in this country, and it's not taught at all. And I mean across every board ever in this country's
Agreed.
workforce.
Like my
I think
sister's
it's a little bit
in the military
further.
right now, and what you
Go
say,
ahead,
John?
go ahead,
I think it goes a little bit further. It's like an all-inclusive thing. How do you have to change the training? You have obviously that's going to change their mindset. Even the legislation that cops are operating under is fucking unfair. You can basically
That's
do
true.
as you may, and you have an internal board within that precinct that can essentially get you off with murder because you're part of the force.
Easy,
That's what they're trained.
easy as shit.
No,
Easy as shit.
I'm not.
Because you have a badge, you can get away with murder.
It's just the way everything is structured, man. It's just
I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm not saying that's egregious.
100%.
I've been saying this from the beginning. If we can't change law and policy, then none of this matters anymore.
No, it doesn't.
period.
Very.
And that falls back on constituents. Like I don't know
Agreed.
how many of y'all vote locally. Anybody in here vote on their fucking county commission?
I do.
Absolutely.
I vote state
Oh,
and
Lord,
local every time.
Everybody complains about this shit, but nobody does a goddamn thing locally.
Because
Right.
people are
Vote for the
fucking
president.
brainwashed to
What
think
is
that
that gonna change?
the only vote that matters is the national elections. People are fucking idiots.
Yeah, bro.
You gotta vote locally for your county, for your goddamn state, for the everything in the state that we live in.
Right.
If you don't vote for your community, how you can't?
How are you
change-
supposed to change if you don't vote for your community?
Yeah,
None of
man, I
it.
grew up with a lot of
Fundamental
kids from
change starts in
Michigan,
your
actually
neighborhood.
saying
It's
stupid
over
shit
all
like,
your neighborhood. Yeah, exactly.
who you might homie this? I'm like, nigga, you didn't even vote for your city prosecutor. Shut
Did
the fuck up.
anybody read the thing that Obama wrote? I think it was earlier today.
Not yet.
I've read a
I
little
haven't
bit of the
read it.
transcript.
I've seen it, but I haven't read it.
You want to
It
touch
was-
base on that?
I mean, first off, it was written from the elegant voice of Obama, which it's so fucking refreshing to hear him talk.
I miss
Right.
him.
We're dealing with what we're dealing with right now. So that was refreshing as hell just to read prose written in his way of speaking.
That's
Um,
what I'm saying.
Also, he talked a lot about that. He said, one of the ways that we keep this momentum moving is we understand the protesting and like that's a great demonstration, but we've got to put people in place at the local levels to instill this mentality that we won't take this anymore. To actually, like the DAs that are letting the shit go or the people that are protecting the badge need to be replaced with people that will represent like those issues that are for police reform.
Bro,
And the people that won't let the shit slide. But if we don't
Yeah.
vote at those local levels every time,
Absolutely.
kind of gets pushed to the back again.
Absolutely.
They'll stand in line for hours to buy a pair of Jordans, but they won't fucking vote.
Yeah. But we won't. Exactly. Damn. That's
I hate
a
to say
good
this,
way
but I
to put
hate
it,
niggas,
Tony.
bro. That's
You
just
put it in a really good way right there.
that's just
You'll
the mentality.
wait for a pair of Jordans for hours, actually days. Maybe a PS5 that's going to come out right now.
Right.
We'll
And
wait
then
those
sit at
hours.
home and complain that the system is against them.
We as a
It
people,
is.
we need to hold each other more accountable too for things like just for shit like that. Like I don't know. Oh, by the way, today at the protest, there are a lot of the cops that didn't have their cameras on. So just keep that in
What?
mind.
Why?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't
I
they?
wonder why.
But
I'm
and that's
not
another
surprised,
thing
though.
that needs
Why?
that's another thing that needs to be reformed. If you had community people in those offices, one of the things that you can say is it should be at least some kind of write-up strike system, whatever, for instances of cops being caught without their body cam on. Even if nothing happened, there was no complaint, and you sat in the parking lot of a Dairy Queen while you were on your shift, I don't care. If we instilled body cameras for the reason that we need to know what's happening and hold people accountable, why are y'all not wearing these or why are y'all not turning them on when you're supposed to?
They make them
It's
optional
supposed
unless
to be
it's a
on
critical
24/7.
situation.
It shouldn't be at the discretion of the police officer. That should be controlled honestly at the station, at the precinct. They should really control the cameras, not the officers themselves. That way they can't be turned off. And also, I need you guys to start looking at what Jeff wrote.
Let's bring up something that somebody wrote right now.
Because Jeff wrote something really interesting
Well,
about
there
law
are.
enforcement unions.
There are essentially. I don't know how many cops he knows, but they have reviews and they have to recertify for different trainings. But the problem is, how in depth do they go?
I don't know.
It's
I have no
only,
answer.
it's only so much.
I can tell you now, I know some fucking psychopaths that shouldn't be a cop.
Yeah,
That's why they get to the point that they are.
they need to get mentally evaluated once a year, maybe twice.
At least because they see a lot of shit. Let me tell you something. My sister is in the military, and she's a military police officer. And like, dude, she's seen some shit. But at the end of the day, it's like her life is at risk. You know what I'm saying? And she's military. It don't make a difference who you are, what you represent. It's just in general, bro. This thing, it just pisses me off. I don't know how.
People need psychiatric evaluations, just like we need guidance counselors to do their jobs in
Yeah,
secondary school. We need psych evaluations for cops.
they need to.
I'm gonna be real with you on both of them. There's no way you have a guidance counselor for fucking 12 to 13 years of going through secondary school, and you've only met your guidance counselor in each part of your schooling once.
Yeah.
There's a reason to have
Yeah.
psych evaluations at a job where
Yeah.
you only meet your actual
Yeah.
psychologist on your job
Yeah.
once in a 5 to 10 year
No.
span.
No.
That's the problem. It should be once a year or twice a year. But we've got to fix that shit because we need to do
They
it.
need at least
We
every
need
6 months.
We need to be able to see over time how the person's mind has changed and how emotionally inept they are.
Especially what they get calls for. Like you can get a murder call, you get all these calls, and you don't think that affects a person? It affects everybody, man. Like, it really affects everybody.
Here's another piece to that. So let's consider, like, I know most of you guys have worked in restaurants and all that stuff. Like, I know, like, Derek, I know you worked in restaurants, and Gil used to work back of the house, right?
I'm still in it, brother.
Right. So how many complaints from a customer does it take for you to get fired in a restaurant?
One.
Depends on the cook.
Takes
depends
one
on the
call to
cook.
corporate.
Yeah, one call to corporate.
One.
One call to corporate, but at the end of the day, it's not even about the call.
Let's say the same. Let's say the same person has 4 customer complaints, right?
Yeah.
What is that? They're fired, right? 4 customer complaints for anybody is gone.
For the same time, yeah.
Right.
You're right.
Shit.
How do-
I mean, you shouldn't even be cooking.
How the fuck? How the fuck is there a
If you're a
cop?
server and you get 4 meals topped in a night, you get fired.
So then answer me this: how's there a cop with 18 complaints from the public on misconduct and misbehavior still allowed to carry a gun and a badge and run
Because
around
they're not policing their own, bro. They're not holding each other accountable. They're just letting them do that.
Thank you. It's true.
It's almost like
Like,
the good
You're not
cop-
holding each other accountable.
Yeah, no, because the good cops are not stepping up to the plate and saying, "Hey,
But
look,
that's
Hold on,
They
you
This
don't
don't
see
person-
things in
there's
their
a
own
problem
bodies
here.
out. That's a problem.
artist.
there's a
Tell me,
problem here."
legitimate.
artist, tell me you saw sis when she checked old boy in front of the crowd.
I did,
And,
Yeah, I saw that
bro,
shit.
I did.
I was so happy.
But it's not enough. But this is the thing, though, man. It's not enough of that. Now, I don't listen. I'm not gonna get on this platform and say I hate all cops because I don't.
Because you don't. I know you don't.
If you're a shitty person, you're gonna be a shitty person in whatever job
Every
that
uniform,
you do.
Shield or no
Exactly.
shield.
Exactly.
Shield or
Okay.
no shield.
Period. And the good ones should literally, hey, look, go send that shit up the chain. This is what I've seen. This person is not. I took the same oath that this person did.
Yeah.
They are not
Oh,
worthy of this
Well,
badge.
we know how sworn oaths work in this country.
Yeah. No, the old side, honestly, are really like bullshit.
I'm
to be
just
honest
saying.
with
That's all that needs to start happening, man. The good cops need to fucking come forward. Don't sit and let shit happen
Citizens,
like these other 3.
you. But Art, that's the problem is that they go by their own shield. They go by
Well,
their shield.
listen,
Yeah,
I
but
get
bro,
that.
like,
I understand that. But you can't sit around and see somebody doing wrong and not say something because now you're complicit.
Yeah,
Now,
it's the
the
mentality
cop that
of
was
the
standing
people
there,
who live here.
and when the guy was saying, "Hey man, he can't breathe," and the cop just literally just
And all
like,
3 of them just standing there like idiots. That's what pissed me off
Bro.
even more. They all standing there like idiots, like, bro.
but he had.
Nobody got him in handcuffs.
Here's the thing, though.
Holding the flags.
This man had ample time to say, "Hey, look, man, that's enough."
9 minutes, bro.
Don't
He's
you
He
on
had
think
enough
like
time to
that?
say that.
Yo, like, yo, get the fuck off.
But did
bro.
you not think it's a microcosm of society? That's a microcosm of society today. We will film people getting raped, beaten, murdered, bludgeoned before we will ever help them. That's the microcosm of the society that we live in.
Bro.
But then the people who were filming that were filming it. But in the end of the day, what would you do if you were right there, then and there? Would you try to help the man even though he was saying, I'm not breathing?
First of all,
Are you gonna risk getting shot?
The person filming
That's
was
the problem.
it was a lady that was filming it that was probably smaller than those cops. Second off, if y'all are watching him get murdered, what are they gonna do to you? There's no way you jump in that situation, bro.
That's what I'm saying. My point across. Thank you for pointing my point. Go ahead, Jonesy.
No, I was asking what are you saying because you were saying they should have done something.
I'm not saying
my
they
point-
should have done something, but they should have just been right there. I mean, if you would have done something, you would have got shot. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and
Well,
Jonesy, that's my point. Is I wish I could say that people should do something and whatever. But when you're watching this play out the way it is, you know that doing something is probably your life. You know what I'm saying? And while you want to be
That's
helpful,
exactly right.
So what you're saying that people are innately selfish is that what you're saying without saying it?
That's human nature. Self-preservation,
yeah.
bro.
I mean, thank you. That's what I was waiting to
my
hear.
human
Yeah,
nature-
yeah.
Around it. He
Yeah.
spoke around it. I wanted to hear it out loud.
Thank you.
That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
That's true.
yeah,
That's
and
true.
I mean,
Human nature.
yes, but also
Oh,
like
no.
Derek, if you think about it, interfering in that probably makes them more hostile to both you and the person, right?
Except, I mean, but they would get him off his neck.
For temporarily.
But then they would have shot you up because
All right,
that's how petty they are.
Like, you got some people that want to play the devil's advocate and be like, oh, well, maybe he didn't mean to step on his neck for 9 fucking minutes. Okay, so check this out.
Who said that?
Now here's my. If you were to even intervene and just get him off his neck, if he were to put his his knee back on his neck. That just goes to show right there what the whole plan of the shit was gonna happen.
That's what I'm saying.
So I mean, the whole shit's fucked up. And then everybody wants to be like, well, there's only a few bad cops. That's not a fucking thing. You're not supposed to have a few bad cops, bro.
You don't have any bad cops.
That's fucking virtually impossible.
My homeboy Trevor Noah, he said it right. He said, no, not Trevor Noah. Chris Rock.
Yeah, I was
Being
just
a
about to.
cop,
Yeah, I know where you're going.
being a cop is one of those jobs you can't have bad apples.
Is that right?
Period.
Yeah, we got
That's true.
some
100%.
of our pilots like to land.
You're supposed to be
Like,
100% perfect.
fucking mountains.
Right.
Family.
It's
Don't
just-
work like that.
You're
homie.
100% perfect in your job, quote unquote.
Yeah.
That's
One of
also
the
not
best.
feasible. That is
one of the
also
best-
not fucking
possible.
feasible.
Nobody's
of the-
perfect in this world.
You're
The
in
only
charge
person
of saving lives, not taking them away, bro.
Yo, one of the best things I saw about that is to Artist's point. If you have 1,000, somebody tweeted it. They said if you have 1,000 good cops and 10 bad cops, and the 1,000 good cops don't say shit to the 10 bad cops about being bad cops, then you have 1,010 bad cops.
Okay, the math of that is fairly fucking simple.
Yeah, very
Right.
simple.
Thank you from the engineer for making that happen.
Right, like that's
Appreciate it.
it's simple. Like it's not hard to understand. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
And
But if you guys would scroll down and look at something that Teresa Gordon has been
Yep.
saying,
I'm reading them. I'm reading them.
we need to expand on a few things she's been talking about.
What's she saying? I really.
I'm gonna say it one more time.
Yeah,
go ahead.
If you look this way,
I don't have
Yeah,
access
she
to
do
that.
Yeah, she was saying blame the superior because a lot of the racism starts from the top, which is.
Yep. They're
That's-
the ones
that-
that were there when all this racism shit was still going on.
But that's where our votes come in, man. Like we gotta vote, we gotta exercise our right to vote. I know the system is not really necessarily set up for us. It never has been.
it has never been FUBU. I can tell you that.
Right. But you know, we gotta start exercising our right to vote, man. We gotta get these motherfuckers out of office. We
It's
gotta
bullshit.
get them out of these
It's
power
about us,
positions.
fuck you right here. That's what it is right now. Either
You
you buy into what they want you to do, or it's fuck you.
Yeah. Yep.
Fuck bios.
Unfortunately, it's tough to break that chain, though.
I know. I know it is.
Yes, you're
Most
right.
people's priorities aren't in local elections and writing shit. They live in a bubble. And they can sit here and gripe and harp all they want about how this shit is wrong, but then tomorrow, like I said, they're worried about copping that new pair of Jordans, buying a new whip, doing this, doing that.
There's more priorities than this shit. What you
It's
saying?
That's just how people are, man.
I mean, that's actually a true story.
you know, one
Because
of the,
anybody can stand out the line, no matter what race you are. You can stand out the line. Jordans,
That's kind of why I pride myself on having friends that are open-minded.
and fight for these Jordans.
You can actually talk to them about real shit and not just frivolous bullshit on the regular.
No, yeah, you can actually put twist and turn the whole thing in the end of the
I
day.
quit having felony friends years ago. I surrounded myself with smart people a long time ago.
Oh, man, I got some pretty intelligent felony friends.
I have a few of them,
got-
but they ain't
hey.
any of them
No,
motherfuckers.
but
I'm grown.
all right,
I ain't
Jones,
got time to go to jail.
I just got
on
a
that
lot of
point,
I just got a lot of low friends in high places.
Don't be telling on nobody.
Hey, I ain't naming names.
Hey, don't be
I'm
out
not
here
naming
like
names.
People snitching on his grandpa.
I'm not naming names.
That's bullshit. That's bull as fuck.
Shout out Birmingham, Alabama. Keith Cola. Shout out where Fort Myers. You know, anything about the people right now. Anything about
They
all
all,
the people
hey,
right now.
they all over the country, baby, but I'll never name names.
playing with y'all.
Nope.
They go watch this and be like, is Artist talking about me?
Hey, man, Marcus on here, Marcus. Me? Chime in, man. You can't just sit there and just listen, bro. You got to chime in with this shit. What's up?
You have to.
Man, this whole thing is all fucked up. I've had friends that are in different places going out, getting protests, getting arrested. 3 of my friends in Miami got arrested for just standing there and doing nothing. For doing nothing.
Wow.
I actually watched
Just standing
the
there.
Miami one yesterday on my phone.
Wow.
And then there's this video that just came out. I forgot where it was, but there's people stopping other people from going into Target and looting and rioting in Target because people are stupid. People are
Isn't
fucking
that, are they?
stupid.
That's
Yeah,
good.
they're not
That's good.
They're not
That's-
televising that, are they?
That's
Exactly.
a
what they're
stand-up
trying to do is-
citizen.
They're not televising that shit.
Of course not. The fucking media is not trying. They're trying to channel away from that. They're trying to keep the fucking keep the uproar going to try to make us look like that, because that's what the fucking media does, bro. They do this shit all the time.
Indoctrinating and daylighting, whatever you want, however you want to look at it.
Too short.
Here's the question.
And then they have all these other videos just of people doing good things,
Like the prices are low.
protesting the right way.
So,
Here's the question.
And they're not even showing it.
yo, so check this out. I watched the video. I watched the video today in Kansas City. In Kansas City, they're protesting out there too.
I know.
There's a guy out there fucking speaking. The cops just walked up to his ass and sprayed the shit out of him and took him away and fucking cuffed him up and everything.
Well,
They
that's
sprayed
illegal.
everybody in the area.
Well,
yeah.
you guys forgot about the couple in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, that got tased.
Oh yeah, they got pulled out of their car.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That camera, like, come on, man.
No, it's like, see, this is the shit. This is
They said that the cop that tased them is fired, but the other three are like whatever.
Once again, administrative leave with pay.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The shit I fucking
See,
can't
that's bullshit.
because
Bro.
we're paying them to fuck us up.
Yeah.
I am not hearing that shit.
They didn't do
Yeah,
shit.
that's
And they're going
bullshit.
and they're going to college too.
Like,
They're
bro,
college
like
students.
we're
They're
fucking
goddamn
paying you. We're paying you. Why are you fucking us up? We're the only reason
Yeah.
why you guys got a job, you dumb fucks.
Yep.
Like, don't sit there and abuse your fucking power just because you got bullied and picked on in fucking high school, you punk bitch. Like,
That's what happens though. That's
you
what
got a
happens.
fucking. You got a badge. Just no. It's not even because of getting bullied in high school. You got a fucking badge and thinks that I have a badge. It's authority.
yeah.
No, man.
And,
You
and like, and the thing is, is that they don't hold each other accountable for nothing. Like,
No,
it can
they
be as
don't.
little as, bro. It can be as little as like you know, there's a police brutality shit that's way up here. But even little shit, how the fuck you gonna pull my ass over for not using my signal, and you didn't use your signal to come pull me over?
and you
Like
run the
little
street
shit.
lights with your lights on, and then turn them off after the lights are on.
Yeah,
After
you
you
park
park.
in, and you park in the fucking grass and shit, and park on the sidewalk and shit.
Yeah,
Like,
long as the
it
parking-
starts with-
parking lights
It
run
starts
inside
with
the
little
traffic.
shit like that. Like, bro, motherfuckers need to start holding each other accountable. When I was in the Marines, this is shit that happens.
Superfine.
One Marine fucks up, we all getting fucked up.
We all
right?
getting fucked up.
So I'm gonna beat your ass before you get us fucked up because you want to go and do stupid shit. I hold you accountable for your actions. I fuck around. I make sure that you don't do stupid shit so that we get in fucking trouble. There are places like, you know, and of course there are places that Marines couldn't even go because the Marines before us fucking fucked it up and
Fucked it
did
up.
stupid shit.
True story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about those two words, personal accountability? What happened to that?
Non-existent.
Everybody's waiting to be corrected by
Here's the
somebody
window.
else.
Went out the
It's
window.
not existing between cops. Accountability is not existing between anybody. You can hold someone accountable, but then if they're not gonna do it, if they're not gonna do it themselves, there's no point.
That's what I'm saying. Here.
What-
What
and
And
happened?
what I'm saying is that, bro, listen, both of y'all got the same badge. Y'all swore to do the same thing, right?
Yep.
When you see the other person not doing that, you post to check. You need to check that motherfucker. You know what? Listen,
There's
like
there's
like I have friends, like y'all are my friends, right? But if y'all do
Yep.
some stupid shit, I'm gonna check you for it.
You check
Hey,
it.
my nigga, chill the fuck out with that shit. You my
Check it
boy.
for many a days.
Exactly.
Check
Right?
it.
That's just it. That's just it, Micah. These cops, they're not doing that.
Exactly.
They're not doing
They
that.
too soft. They soft.
What the
It's
fuck you
soft.
soft for, bro?
It's not
Like,
salty
like-
with their goddamn pension. What are you missing in this? They want their
That too.
fucking pension. Why
That
are
too.
we skipping over that part?
That's what it is.
Yeah, I
It's,
didn't think
it's
about
that
one.
the way that police union is set up, man. They're not doing that. Which
They're
is
not
which
fucking the
again,
money up for nobody.
Yeah, you're right.
it still
Let's
makes
go.
them wrong.
Let's
It
go.
still
Bro,
makes
how,
them a bad
I mean, now,
cop.
how the fuck? I mean, but my thing is that if you do some stupid shit, right, and then you're gonna lose your pension anyway. All right, you might get fired.
I agree with you.
But fine. But
But hold on, because I just thought about it. This illustrates not just the issue the we have in the police force with it, but the same can be applied to what's going on with people that are against the protesters, the kickback we're getting on social media, all of that. Because what happens is someone does something wrong, and the rest of the group that should be correcting them says it's wrong and you offended that person, but I don't care enough to stop it. How many people have we seen on social media that didn't care
100%.
enough about the man getting murdered, but suddenly wanted to protest?
Had a lot to
Because
say
they
about
don't
the
care.
had a lot to say about the looting. You don't
Because
even
they
fuck
know
about
it's
the person
wrong.
dying.
They knew it was wrong, but they didn't care enough to speak up against the injustice.
100%,
Now that
because they
people
look out
are,
for themselves
businesses
at
are
the end
getting
of the day.
messed up, now they want to speak. It's the same thing.
Bro,
Can we just say there's not enough stand-up people in this world anymore?
Exactly.
Agreed.
People are upset because now they're being inconvenienced. Because now with that looting, now they can't go to Target. Now they're mad because they can't go to Target.
I
Well,
can't go to
hey,
Target.
but check it out. But George Floyd can't go to Target either because y'all killed his ass. That's how I feel about it. Like, to be honest,
That's
you know what
how
I mean?
the entire
That's what I posted today, man. That's literally what I posted today. I said the same people that are mad, who were mad about the silent protests, are the same ones mad about the looting. You can't have it both ways. You can't be mad because this man is protesting silently. You can't have it both ways.
And artists, actually, I thank you for saying that, because that actually reminded me. One of the things I wanted to say, the reason I actually jumped on the call in the first place, when you were talking about you can't be mad about the silent protests and the rioting. Here's the thing about how people respond to the protests. They don't want you to kneel at a football game because they can't skip watching it.
I know.
Yep. 3.2 million reasons why you can kneel at a football game.
Hold on. Let me finish. They don't want you to riot because it bothers their businesses, right? Which is, I get the rioting issue. They don't want you to protest in this way or that way. They want your protest to be on the side of the road that they can drive by to where you're easy to ignore. They don't want you to protest any way they have to see it, right? Like, MLK did it peaceful. He also organized sit-ins, right?
And then they shot him in his mouth still.
Okay, because he did it in a way that you couldn't keep ignoring him, right?
Exactly.
So that's the problem. People say, "Oh, it was like this. Don't do it like that. Don't do it like that. Don't do it like that." What they're saying is, don't do it in a way that I have to look. Go ahead and protest, but as long as I can fucking ignore you, you're good to do whatever you got to do.
But
Jamie, that's not the point.
You need to jump on, look at the post that I posted, and just look at all the comments. Just go through and read some of the comments of what I posted today. And that what you just said is literally people are that's what they're echoing.
Yeah,
they're talking about one of my friends is literally talking about the reason Cap started protesting was because he was not good enough. Because he lost his starting job, so he started to protest. Really?
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Please read what Marty just wrote. And it's at the last thing he just wrote. Everyone loves Ali once he couldn't talk anymore. That's when he became the people's champ.
That's true.
That's not a joke.
That's true.
That is legit the truth.
That's true. Ali did have a big voice in this.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
You know,
It'd be better when you're silent.
When you're dead.
Hey, somebody's coming through with
a. But when we got something to say, they don't like us.
Hey, real quick, I got a friend in Denver.
No, looting is not okay, Noah. I just read your no. Looting is not okay. This is just what the looting is the product of people being oppressed and not having a voice.
It's a product of outrage.
Artists, I got you right here. You ready? Looting is the symptom, not the disease. It's not the disease. Cure the disease and the other shit goes away.
Yeah. Nobody on this panel is justifying looting, rioting, none of that shit.
Amen.
But what I'm saying is,
condemning it though.
I understand it. I understand why people are doing it.
100%.
I understand it because I'm African American. Somebody that's not that
looting is
doesn't
an
look like
adult
me,
temper tantrum.
they won't understand that. They won't understand that, and that's the problem. That's the fucking problem.
They don't want to understand it. They know what the fuck it's all about, but they just want something to counter argue with you about it.
Absolutely.
100%.
Comparison and contrast.
They don't want to just accept the fact that, hey, this is because it is. All they said was, oh, now they're looting, blah, blah, blah. Well, this isn't what George Floyd want, blah, blah, blah. Well, check this out. You know,
No, George Floyd would have wanted to
He would
fucking
want that.
his life. That's what he would have wanted.
George would have wanted to fucking breathe.
Hold on.
George would have wanted to breathe.
Hold on. We all know this. If you're a minority, the narrative always the narrative changes, but the outcome stays the same.
But
Always. The narrative always changes. The narrative always changes.
Wanted his life. He would have wanted his life.
The narrative always changes, bro.
Somebody posted something. Somebody posted
Y'all
something
remember-
real insightful today that blew my mind a little bit when you think about it. Somebody posted this stuff, and I had to think about it for a minute. They said the biggest mistake we made in all this whole situation, the biggest mistake we made was not making an example out of George fucking Zimmerman.
Yep.
100%.
It goes way back before that.
100%.
Yeah, it's
But
way
it goes
before
way
that.
True,
before
but
that.
no,
It goes
true,
before
true.
that, bro.
But
It goes
that
before
was
that.
the start of this movement when it was so easy to
Nationalism?
know.
Yeah.
When there was all this
Yes.
evidence stacked up,
Say that,
and it
but
came to
I was
light
just
on
The
a
new
national
nationalist
level.
movement
That was the first
happened
time.
right after George Zimmerman killed
No,
Trayvon
man.
Martin. That didn't happen.
Because we
You
did,
can't even deny
we
it.
did start
The
again.
criminal
another-
justice system has
Right
been
That's
lopsided
security.
since the beginning of time.
Yeah,
was an
it's
insurance
been going
man.
on.
Like,
What the fuck are you talking about?
Fucking Emmett Till. Like,
I'm not.
This is-
Listen. Let me verify. I am not saying that was the first instance at all.
No, we know.
That's the first time that this shit hit so national and so big that everybody was watching.
maybe
And
in
when
your
the whole
lifetime.
world was watching, our justice system failed black people by letting Zimmerman walk.
Now, it's been
That's
before
when
that.
the whole.
No, they failed the American public by letting him go. They didn't fail black people.
Yeah, American public. Not
Thank you.
black
Yes,
people.
yes, I agree. Yes, thank you for that. Yes, but that was the first one of these situations that hit national news. That was when the BLM movement officially started. Was with Trayvon.
Yeah,
When he-
Black Lives Matter too. People forget about the two part. Also,
Hello.
TOO.
Oh yeah.
Multiple people.
People try to
Not just one.
people try to pull that card with me. Yo, what about black on black crime? Well, all lives
Man,
matter.
I'm not addressing that. I don't entertain
That's
that
why I make the
argument.
status there.
Right.
No.
Exactly.
If
No,
all
no.
lives
Detroit,
matter,
I'm with
why the
you.
fuck are we at
I
war?
don't.
Detroit, 100. I'm with you, boy.
I don't entertain that. There's no fucking
No.
correlation.
100%.
No, not one
100%.
bit, dog. Not a
100%.
chance, man.
No.
But you know what? You know,
That's
it's one
ridiculous.
question. It's one question you can ask somebody, and I guarantee you they will not be able to answer. Ask them why did this young white kid go into a church, worship with them, then start killing people, and he was taken alive, and then taken to get something to eat
And not beating up.
before he was taken to jail. But a black man gets killed over a $20 check, some
Cigarettes.
loose cigarettes, some CDs.
Cigarettes.
What's
got
why is it the difference? What's the difference?
Thank you.
How long did the Central Park Five go to jail?
Forgot for how many years. I'm sorry. I forgot.
Years, right?
Years.
All right.
Part 5.
How long did that white boy who was caught raping that girl behind the dumpster go to jail?
Rock
Brock
Turner,
Turner, what? 6 months? 3 months?
6
I think it was
months.
6 months.
Yeah, it was 6 months. It wasn't even a year.
In
Not-
county?
Wasn't even
Not
a year.
straight-
In county.
Was actually
6 months.
caught raping a girl.
Yeah.
He got
6 months.
he got thumped up by dudes. He got caught ripping the chicken. They beat his ass, and he still only did 6. And he got beat up by regular people, not by cops. They fucked him up when they caught him ripping that chick.
Yep.
WPS, my friends, white privilege shit.
That's it. That's it.
Holy shit.
That's it.
Shots fired. Shots fired. But truth be
That's
told,
just facts, man. That's just like this is not shit we're making up.
That shit's gross, man.
Right, well, he just said
It's
right
offensive.
there, He put it that way. He put it very nice. Jonesy, he put it very nice to us, man. Thank you for that.
This
That's-
not shit
thank
that's
you very
being
much.
made up, man. People know this. They just
Real
they
quick,
just choose not to
But
see
they
it.
look the other way.
They choose
Yeah,
not
back-
to see it.
Back to the topic of
What I'm
people
saying.
on,
They look
on
the
the
other way.
highway, real quick.
Hold
Yo,
on,
back to the topic of
Marcus, you done playing PS4? You good?
I'm,
Because we caught you. We saw you. Don't act like we ain't see you, first of all. Don't act like we ain't get you. I saw the blue light. I saw the blue light.
Headphones on right now.
No, you just like-
Jamie's the reason why my
Wait,
niggas
Marcus,
can't
are you
have
playing
nice
video
shit.
games right now, dog?
That's the reason why, right there, bro.
That's awesome, man.
Hey,
No,
thanks
so
for
no,
that-
real
thanks for
quick,
that fact
real
check.
quick. My friend is in Colorado. Colorado right now. He's been protesting for about 10 hours today,
Okay.
and he's
Salute to
been
him.
maced. He's been maced 2 times in the past hour.
So
Wow.
does he have a gallon of milk on it?
No, milk
No.
is not good. Milk is not
No,
good.
he's wearing
That's what that-
he's wearing goggles right now, but they've thrown mace bombs 2 separate times, and all they're doing is these people are just sitting down on the middle of the street,
And not moving
doing
a bit.
nothing,
There's-
not
there's-
moving one bit, and there's people going, and there's
Talking.
cops throwing mace bombs.
Yeah, and it's not even
Why?
just the race. You know, you remember about the shit that happened in North Dakota with the Native Americans, right? They weren't
Yep.
doing shit.
Cannon Rock.
Yeah.
Tell
Yep.
me.
And then I just shared a video to the group, but there is a truck driver just driving on the freeway, and people banging it up, pulled the truck driver out, started beating him up for just no reason.
What? They're sitting down.
There's
That's
just no
what-
reason. It's a truck driver. What does he have to do with all this protests and all that?
Oh, I
Nothing.
seen that part. Yeah, I seen that part especially.
Well,
It
there was
happened,
an Austin-
also happened with Rodney King too, but that happened then too.
He
It-
still
it-
got
I
his ass
think there
beat
was.
with them
I think I
sticks,
saw a
bro.
video
Hold
where
on
in
real quick,
Austin,
hold on.
there was
And
a
I-
homeless
I-
guy.
What's that, Ray?
really want to hear what everybody has to say. Somebody just asked, "What's the solution?"
No, I'm not.
Oh, I got you.
Wait,
you.
wait,
I'm
hey,
gonna laugh.
question?
So
Oh, I see that.
I'll just give one point and I'll hand it off. But point number one.
What was the
There's-
question?
Micah, the question is, what is the solution? So number one, this is the only point I'm gonna make. I'll let somebody else go through the rest. But number one, there needs to be communal-based review boards whenever there's complaints against officers outside of people with the shield that can review and say this officer was truly trying to protect himself, defend whatever, or he was just being an asshole. We need to have community members able to speak into what their protectors are doing. Right? I'm not saying they need to be the alpha omega begin and end vote on everything. However, there needs to be a voice on that panel of review to say this guy fucked up and needs a week suspension without pay. Without pay.
So why could
But they're,
so we,
but they're not
why
going to
don't
do
we
that.
just have a jury be on those boards?
Yeah, on top of that, jury. You got a jury. The jury
You
is
have
the
a
one that
leader from the
prosecutes motherfuckers that
community.
never gets away for anything.
A
That way-
leader from the community. A leader.
I'm sorry,
They
man.
ain't no leader.
The lobbyists are going to control them too. What do you want?
They ain't no leader in the goddamn community, bro. At the end of the day, they ain't no leader. Never will be.
I don't know, man. But
Honestly,
if we were talking about Eatonville, Florida, I'm telling you, I trust Pastor Barnes from Macedonia. I trust him to be the community voice. I'll let Pastor Barnes sit on that.
I don't agree with that. That's
My guy.
That's far.
My guy.
Okay, either way, and Ray, the details can be changed, but the bottom line is the community needs to have a voice in the review process of these issues and situations when police officers do dumb shit.
Safely.
Let me
Safely.
correct you on something. What if the fucking community is mostly white?
Nah, bro,
And
you asked
very
more questions.
racist
You're going
and
down a
everything.
rabbit hole. If you're
Now,
not going
Gil-
to the question, pass it off to somebody else.
Ray, no, you're right, but let me go ahead and address Gil because I have an answer for that. If
Come
we're
on,
talking of, if we're talking about a community of 100% white people, then their community rep is going to
Yeah.
be white. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
No, yeah.
You have
very
someone that's
true.
connected to the community. I don't care who
Yeah.
it is, but connect, and that's one of the issues we have with officers is be connected to the community you protect.
Of course.
If they're
And
connected
that-
to that
and that's
community,
what
I don't care if they're black, white, or whatever. But
Bro, no, me neither.
connected.
I mean, either.
I
It's
just-
just
listen.
I just don't want it to be like a racial thing. Like, yo, you gotta.
No, I just think the
I
don't think
whole the whole system from the judicial system, all this shit needs an overhaul, and it needs to start from the fucking top.
Legislation down.
Everything from the top down, and how are we gonna? That's the question. How do we change? How do we make that change? What are the steps we need to do to start to get the judicial system changed? How to start doing, getting the police reform. We need to start from there and then work our way down.
Artist, here's the problem with that.
Agreed.
I get what
Agreed.
you're saying, and in theory, I agree. The problem is the bigger and broader of a scope you make it, the harder it is to nail down concrete action.
I
That's
just
what makes-
said start
that's
at the
what makes-
judicial system and
Right.
work our way
But
down.
unless you're saying are you saying replace Supreme Court judges? Are you saying replace county or local? Like what judges are you replacing?
Well,
Because
once
the
you hit
broader
Supreme
you make
Court,
the
you're in
scope-
it to win it.
the broader you make the scope, the harder it is to actually make action happen, and the easier it is for a politician to lie and say, let's start at the top and reform the whole thing, but not actually have action.
So
they don't make action plans.
Okay, so you didn't answer the question then, Jameson. I gave an answer. You didn't give a fucking answer. So you rebuted you giving a rebuttal to mine, but you didn't come up with a fucking answer. So what's the answer?
No, and I'm not saying you're wrong. I agree with you. I'm just saying it needs to be concrete. What I'm saying is in county level, for the officers of that county, there needs to be a member from the community or two on the review board whenever there's complaints about officers.
Okay, so but then you talking about broad. So you just gonna come up with somebody that's gonna represent the community? Like
it won't work.
How are you gonna do that?
It won't work.
And that's true. That is also an issue. We have to figure out how.
Is it a lot of people will control them too.
I'm gonna chime in, and this goes beyond, like, you can't even get to the higher level until you start at the bottom. Like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how many people here vote locally on the regular.
I do.
I don't know how many of y'all actually talk to your friends about being registered voters and what actually happens in your neighborhoods and your family's neighborhoods. But if you don't encourage people to do their civic duty, for one, ain't shit go change.
No.
If you're just going to sit back and complain, you're also part of the problem. Facts.
Absolutely.
So until the police operate well within their rights, they have
and outside of their rights.
But who's going to stop them? Because it's written in very vague laws. Until that shit's changed, they need legislation just overhauled. Like, all the way.
I've already said this. I'm not being egregious with you. I've already agreed with you this 1,000 times over. I just need other people to realize that maybe that your way of thinking about changing law and policy is fucking stupid. Not yours. Most other people's are.
True.
You don't want to do the research about the local and your state officials in order to actually really create change in their own neighborhoods. Why don't you think you're going to create my fundamental change throughout an entire nation if you can't do it in your own neighborhood? I can't follow you on that shit, man.
Yeah. But I honestly think that what they was talking about, everybody's going to actually vote now, and especially when you're talking about Jonesy, everybody's going to actually vote for the community officer. You vote for your community.
No, they aren't. What they're going to do is they're going to vote in November for president, and they won't fucking go to the polls again for 4 fucking more years. Yeah. That's what America does
every time.
And here's the other thing, Gil, is that the problem with what the social media generation has done in general is that this situation will become a hashtag. It'll be a hot button. It'll be crazy until July. In the same way we got bored of the coronavirus and just decided it was over, same shit's going to happen here. Because they're going to decide the shit's not a big deal anymore.
I heard those
by the end of July, no one's going to care.
He has a great point because, like I said, in July, there's going to be something new happening. That's going to be
hurricanes, motherfucker. Hurricanes.
Exactly.
Oh, shit.
Hurricanes just entered the chat.
Category 5 entered the chat. What's up, Category 5?
Go to Category 5 artists.
I'm just saying. And then by the time the fucking hurricane season's over, it's going to be some other dumb shit.
Yeah, it'll be COVID.
2020 ain't shit. That's why.
Watch.
2020 ain't shit.
Watch how crazy these next 6 months are gonna get. Just watch.
When that
already
drops.
On Facebook comments, we got anybody writing in that's significant?
Honestly,
Mott said, "How do we fix police departments?"
Review boards.
That's not really a thing you can just do.
I mean, you can
legislation, man. You can't just walk into the police department and go, "You need a new chief," and change the culture.
With the police department, you can't change police department. You can only add stricter guidelines.
You have to guidelines. Not add. You have to change the way they operate right now
internally.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Period. So the only thing they can do, the only thing they will do, is probably add stricter guidelines to certain rules, like you always have a body camera on. If your body camera is turned off, if it's turned off, if it's turned off at any point
in time
when you're on duty,
then what's it gonna make?
Saying, if it's turned off at any point on time on duty, you get fined or something happens.
And then that's another life lost.
Man, these motherfuckers are killing people with body cams on, and they're suppressing videos. What are you talking about?
but to Marcus's point, here's the thing. And when you talk about changing stuff in the police department, it does start at the top in a lot of ways on the police department level, because you have to look at who's enforcing what and who's saying we're actually going to follow the rules that we set. Because you can set as many guidelines until they're followed, it doesn't matter.
So I got a wild idea then. I got a wild idea. Why can't this group that's on here, this collective group, why can't we do some research and see what each one of us can do to help promote change?
We could do that, and I'll definitely.
I ain't scared as well.
I'll post it.
I mean, since we're on here talking about it, let's put action behind these words. How about that?
With that,
Forrest Stretch is broadcasting this shit. There's people chiming in. I'm sure all of these people aren't black people.
No, but I'm just saying. I'm just talking about for us, like Noah, and I appreciate Noah. I appreciate you, brother. But like we're on here, we're talking about it. Why can't we put action behind our words? Because I've already told you before we started, Ray. You know what I was talking about. When we had a discussion before we started film. So why can't we just put action behind this shit and get?
I don't know what emphasis you want to put on action, because like I told you, man, I will have a conversation with a stranger, with someone I've known for years, 10 minutes, 5 minutes.
I actually have this conversation.
And you know what?
Well, I'm just saying, like, what we need to start. I would like to just, hey, look, let's go down to the police station. Hey, can we get on somebody's whoever we need to talk to, the police chief? Can we get on his calendar? We just got some things we want to talk about. What you want to expect from us? What can we help to be a bridge between you, the community, and not that I'm trying to be a community leader, but I'm just trying to put action behind the words. That's all.
That's still community outreach.
Yeah.
Something.
Right. And
I want to be able to say, look, this is what I did, instead of just talking about the shit. This is what I did. So if I can do this,
I don't want you to feel like
I will never ever be afraid to be about it. So it is what it is.
Say what, Ray?
I said I don't want you to feel like you talking about it isn't doing something.
No. I'm just saying.
Creating dialogue can help change.
I want to put action behind the words. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can sit here and talk about this shit and broadcast this to the people who are watching. But I'm talking about the ones that are not watching.
And artists, to that point, because I'm with you, and I get you. To that point, one of the things that's been happening a lot is when these situations happen, people post the phone number for the DA, for the mayor's office, governor's office, whatever, so that you can call in and make a complaint to say, why aren't these guys arrested? Blah 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 blah. The thing is that we're doing that in tens of hundreds of thousands whenever these situations happen.
Oh shit!
But months later, in August, we still need to be doing that and saying, "Hey, why was a guy like Derek Chauvin with 18 complaints from the public? Why is he still alive?" We need to make that call in August, September, October, November, December. We need to continue making that phone.
Can't hear you.
Yeah.
Jimmy,
that was a dope ass freestyle, bro.
I mean, take them PS4 headphones.
You need to charge your wireless headphones or something.
Not even wireless, bro. I got it right here. Check. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. All I'm saying is usually in these situations, we'll make the phone call to the police precinct, get the person arrested, but we need to make that phone call continually through the year to say, hey, why do y'all allow a man that's got 18 complaints from the public to be a police officer? Why are we allowing this to continue happening well after he's already been complained about 30 times? If he's got 18 things, fire him before he kills somebody wrongly and causes a national outrage. That's one of the things that we do, is not just make the phone calls in the moment, but make the phone calls moving forward in time to continue to say, hey, we don't want to just stand for people getting complained about and it's ignored over and over and over again.
Would you say that's negligence or
crime
incompetence?
pays? Crime does
negligence.
Crime pays. All this extra shit happening right now, it's beneficial.
It needs to be paid. Like, so many police officers get away with murder. Why?
They get away with a lot.
I want to find out.
Crazy question.
Yeah, they get away with all kind of shit.
Bro, and listen,
Why?
like
Why?
there are so
no,
many.
I mean,
Not
yeah.
just murder.
Look.
It's rape.
Hey, did you hear about the? Did you hear about the drug or not the drug bust? They caught like it was like 40 officers that were involved in sex trafficking and all that
Not
stuff.
surprising.
Yeah.
Not surprising,
Problem
bro.
when you believe you're above
You know
the
what I mean?
law.
Bro, I
Exactly.
grew up where the neighborhood cop, this nigga, I don't want to call him by his name. But he
This
was-
fellow,
he had,
this fellow,
he had a drug hustle.
Fellow. This bucko.
All right, fella. Let's talk about what you just.
country time. What's up, Derek?
This officer had his hand in every bag.
Oh my lord. Go ahead, Jonesy.
No, that was it. Like, Buddy had drug hustles, prostitution hustles. Like, he was
And
running
then?
Vegas.
Nigga, that's Detroit.
That's also true.
It's not no goddamn normal.
In no ordinary city.
No ordinary
Stop, get
city.
it going, man. You all had white boy Rick, so you ain't no ordinary city.
Move out the way, though. That one.
Ordinary city.
Like, move.
You had a white
Get out the
boy
way.
went to the south side of town, took over the crack trade.
Oh
So
my
we know that ain't
lord.
ordinary cities.
That shit. Oh my lord.
Detroit, that city, they'll steal your front porch.
You on it.
With you on it, yeah.
You on it.
I can't with y'all.
Yo,
I can't with y'all anywhere.
you just be sitting there rocking and chilling, and be like, "Yo, run that rocking chair, B. Where that?"
Oh shit.
Run them cobblestones. In your
They took the whole
Yo, that's some-
brownstone, bro.
Oh my god.
Yo, run that 40 right there. Give him some lemonade.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, lemonade, 25 cents.
But I think one thing that I do want to acknowledge in this conversation is that for so long we always try to fix the social issues or the justice issues strictly with legislation, and I do think there's a place where simply writing laws or practices or making committees or groups is not effective enough when it comes
It's not
to changing
effective
hearts
at
and
all.
minds.
Nah.
Right?
It's
Like-
but real quick, my thing though is like when we have social media with all the stuff that's being posted, even the stuff that's not being shown on TV. Why is it not being shown on TV? Like people are just protecting the target. Why is it not being blown up? Why is not being blown up? Why is that not being blown up on TV right now? Why is
Been
just everyone?
Right.
That's why you have people using their own phones to do the camera shit to fucking show you that that's what happened.
And Marcus, yes, that's a media issue, and there is issues with the media. While I'm not on that train, there is.
Don't blame the media. Blame the motherfuckers that consume that shit as fact.
Thank
Also
you.
true.
You
Yeah,
have
okay.
In a
to
consumer-based
have a
society,
brain and not soak that garbage up as truth.
You have,
Hey, Ray.
you have a point, but like what I'm saying is, there's people who are showing you on their social media that people are getting maced and tased for no reason whatsoever because they're just sitting down protesting.
Right. And
Versus what we see on the news saying, "Oh, riots breaking out, cars on fire."
That's
But
why
not
they
enough
break
people-
out.
Marcus,
That's why the
not enough
riots break
people to
out.
fix on that.
That's why it happens is because the cops start fucking spraying motherfuckers and then they get outraged and start burning shit.
But don't you think that if they focus more, like if they focus on both aspects even, or try to at least evenly, shit could be a little better?
well, and Ray,
So,
agree.
what does a business
Also-
do? They feed their customer. So I get that. I get the
Oh, in a
media
venture capitalist
feeds
fucking
this customer
society,
base
yes.
for sure.
The game just posted some shit on his Instagram earlier about police just watching this lady like tag up the wall and shit. I don't know if that serves that much relevance, but my thing,
Didn't he get charged for rape or some shit?
Yeah, like
Game?
7 mil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember, to be honest.
sexual assault. He got sued. He had to give up part of his label. I ain't fucking with that nigga.
Yeah, I think he was like 7 mil.
I didn't hear about that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like he got
Hey,
he
Ray.
got
Hey, Ray,
it
you
was,
want
it
to go
was
with
a
it?
it was a civil suit and he had to pay 7 mil to this chick. 7 mil, 7 million for rape. 7 million. What? The game. Yeah.
Ouch.
Wait, hold on.
7
He wasn't that big. Does he actually have 7 mil?
Yeah, he got
Oh,
something.
yeah, he
What you talking
does.
about?
100% he does, bro.
He ain't broke.
That nigga.
Yo, his net, he's still got a big
That
network.
boy, he ain't broke.
I mean, 50
He
took a
ain't
lot
broke,
of it,
B.
but
I didn't say he
got
was
some.
broke, but it's a lot of us that ain't broke that ain't got $7 million. All right, calm down. I didn't say he was broke.
Yeah,
Motherfucker,
he,
we ain't talking about you.
he got 7 mil, B.
We ain't talking
He
about
got
you
7 mil.
$7 million. It ain't the same thing.
Jenny
He got
got a
7
mint
mil.
coat in his closet talking about we ain't,
got more
you
than
know,
7
we ain't
mil.
the same type.
Right?
Marble floors and shit.
Right?
Oh my Lord. This is nuts.
Marty just asked if anybody's been marching during this.
I was at the protest today.
Personally, no, I actually seen, like I told y'all in Colonial Island, there was 4 protesters, and I told them, you're doing a great job. Keep doing
No,
what
I
you're
was
doing.
there.
By the end
I
of
was
the day,
there today. Today I was there. I
Did
was
you have a mask
protesting.
on? Did you have your mask on, Mike?
I did.
Hopefully.
That
I
mask
hope
was
so.
on. They had the water on deck. We were being peaceful.
That's not water.
I had a little sign that even said something about not looting. So boom, we out here. I was actually out there.
What did your sign say? Give a hoot, don't loot?
Was that your cushion to not get punched in the face or mace?
So it wasn't my
Detroit, what?
Detroit. God damn. This thing, what is
I thought it was a legitimate question.
no, it said like don't shoot. It said don't shoot, don't loot. That's what my sign said. But it wasn't my sign though.
The game's net worth is $22 million. So he's got $7 million on deck.
He's got a lot of 7 million. He's got
He
quite a
got
bit of
7 million 3 times.
That's shot piece.
But he ain't trying to give it up though. I can tell you that.
Exactly.
Who the hell want to give him a third of their
He
worth?
got enough to where 7 mil hurts. He got enough to where 7 mil hurts.
I ain't trying to give us 7 mil, B.
You're right about
Who
that.
want to give up a third of their worth?
Hey, Stretch, you think he got $20?
And all of this happened when he had his reality show. And
Love and Hip Hop.
claimed she claimed that it was not it wasn't consensual is what she said. But bro, you know as well as I do that you on a game show, you on a reality show.
Yeah.
She took that.
Oh,
Come on,
all
man.
that money. All that money. And the smoke. On top of that, man.
look, man, if I got $22, you ain't getting 7.
Right? Right?
Yo, we got 2 engineers on the set right now. The mask coming out right now. We got mathletes and athletes on this set right now.
It ain't happening. It ain't happening.
But here's the thing, and this is my question. So let me be clear before I say this. I have not read the story. I didn't even know this existed before we had this conversation, right? However, if you are worth 22 million and you are told you have to pay somebody 7 million in hush money just to make the problem go away, and you pay a third of your net worth to make the problem go away, you fucking guilty. 8 times out of 9, you fucking guilty. You gotta pay. Right? Like I'm saying I'm not giving away a third of my entire worth of shit I've worked for my entire life.
But you don't think that you can.
Well, he said he wasn't paying it. He said he wasn't paying it.
Pay it back to Ray.
Did he pay it?
No, he said he wasn't.
Ray, what's
Oh,
up?
he didn't pay it. Okay, never mind.
No.
Ray, what's up?
Ray, we have to hear you, Ray.
Ray, what's up?
Ray, oh, seriously.
Hey, Ray Caruth.
Ray Dip.
Detroit.
Oh, no.
I really thought y'all were saying he paid
I
it.
was
I
dying
retract that
about you.
statement.
Oh my God.
Bro, you didn't just call him Ray Carew, did you?
You can't be doing
Oh
that.
shit.
I ain't do it, artist. I ain't do it. Don't get mad at me. I ain't do it.
Wait,
I can't
did Ray Carew get out of jail yet?
Yeah, he's out.
I don't know.
He's out now.
I don't hear him. He's not
Is
even
he out?
talking right
Yeah, he's
now.
out.
He's out?
Oh, yeah, he's out.
Damn, that was a fucked up situation there, boy.
Yeah, boy, that hey man. Hey.
Woo!
Woo. He wasn't playing no
And that
games.
shit came down. I'm like, yo, I don't know. This
Hey, boy, hey, he wasn't playing no games, boy.
He
man.
might be the worst Ray of all time.
No, Ray J's worse than him, nigga.
No.
Ray J
Oh
is
no,
worse.
You
Hey,
put Ray
Stretch,
J
I
over
don't
Ray
know.
Caruth?
This Ray right here pretty damn bad. This was first fucked up.
Oh, you ain't shit. You ain't shit for this one. Thank you, sir.
You don't want to be Ray Caruth. You don't want to be Ray J. You don't want to be Ray Rice.
And you damn sure don't want to be Raymond Jones either.
You don't want to be no type of Ray at all.
You're lying.
You don't want to be Ray nothing.
Shit, you don't even want to be the Tampa Bay Rays.
Nothing.
No.
Oh my Lord.
Ray Lewis, Sugar Ray. You don't want to be none of that. You don't even want to be Ray Bands.
What happened?
Oh, you see.
Hey, Caruth, what's up, my man?
You
Not
can't
sure I
even
had
call
to
him
take
back.
that call.
My man.
Ray, you
What
got it.
Oh, shit. I'm done with y'all, man. I'm so done with y'all. I'm done with y'all.
It just started. The smoke just started.
Oh, shit.
What I missed?
Nothing.
I must be an artist. Nobody want to be Ray.
Nobody want to be a Ray. Nobody
Oh
want to be
man,
a Ray.
this nigga be on my dick so tough. I love it,
Now
man.
you just went in on me? I didn't even say that.
I love it.
I wasn't even. See, okay.
Notice how
See,
nobody in the crew snitched. Nobody said
First
a
of
word.
all, somebody called you Ray Caruth, and I'm like, yo, you didn't just call him what I said. You just.
Well, I called you Ray Caruth. I said, shit, I'm gonna take my words back.
Ain't that the one that killed his baby mama?
Yeah, that's what he called you.
Damn, bro. Why you gotta do me like that, D?
See? And you going in on me.
That's your cousin.
To be honest, video, Ray, you know,
And you know,
I'm not here.
to be honest, you do be talking shit.
Huh?
I'm out this picture.
It's what I do, Ray.
Artists do be talking shit.
It's what I do.
Well, I mean, you know.
I ain't killed nobody yet, or that you know of.
Which Ray are we talking about?
That's what I see.
Conspiracy.
That's stripper name. That's real life.
I know.
Conspiracy. To the stage,
Oh,
welcome.
my Lord,
Conspiracy.
Damn.
I can't take y'all
Conspiracy?
anymore, man. I swear to God.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up. I'm done with y'all, man. I'm done.
You put money where your mouth is, you're gonna eat it.
I ain't fucking with y'all. Hey, real shit though. Is this curfew still on?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Don't take your ass
This ain't
off.
no joke.
Oh, I ain't going nowhere. I'm just asking.
We know this, man.
I'm asking for y'all. So y'all spending the night at Stretch's house?
Bruh, let me tell you something. I got a hotel tonight. Well, last night too. I got a hotel for the whole weekend. So I've got a hotel.
You telling us? You telling
I
everybody
live in
watching
Seminole
it?
County. I live in Seminole County.
You walk into that motherfucker?
I live in Seminole County. We don't have these problems.
Hold on. What do you say, Jones?
I'm saying you walk into that bitch because I thought they ain't want nobody on the roads if it's a curfew, right?
Nope.
Lies, because I can get a I get an Uber and a Lyft right now.
Yeah, right now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Look how Derek
What you
Dunbar
saying,
knows that
B?
all of us talking about I live in Seminole.
Hell yeah, I can wave that flag harder than a motherfucker.
You motherfucker.
I don't give a shit about Orange County.
like he OJ. I live in Brentwood.
Oh,
But that's Shannon Sharp. That ain't me. Shannon Sharp was in Brentwood. You told Steph Ellis about that.
Okay, OJ.
I ain't orange, I'm OJ.
I'm not black. I'm OJ.
Motherfucker, I'm trying to move the
Okay.
baby steps. Baby steps.
Baby steps. It's not,
Brentwood's way ahead of the game for me.
That's what's up. I hear you, B.
We gonna
I ain't
learn
mad
the
at
day.
I ain't mad at you.
No, but I came to see these boys over here for a good time, and you know what? You guys gave me the best time on this whole weekend. You guys actually gave me a peace of mind, a peace of thought, and at the end of the day, man, honestly, you guys fucking are my greatest friends in the world, man.
It's been
All
good
y'all,
catching up, man. It's been good catching up.
I'm
with
a
that fella.
Hispanic motherfucker, but you know what? I have nowhere. I'm just like y'all. Just like y'all. We're
But
all
let
in
me
this
know.
shit. We're all in this shit together.
Hell yeah, your ass is fucking Puerto Rican bitch. Yeah, yeah. You at 32%.
Oh, shit.
You get
Damn.
the whole motherfucking finger, bitch.
32%.
33%. Get it right. Start
What
adding
the
up.
fuck just happened?
He goes
I don't even know.
32%.
Hard left.
I'm done with y'all, man. For real. I'm about to.
Man.
What time is it? Hold on. How long we been on here talking to y'all?
Man, you
We've
guys
been talking
too
shit for
long.
about an hour and a half.
About an hour.
Damn. Yeah, I
And
It ain't
That's
nothing.
and Marty wants to wonder why we haven't talked about a certain individual.
Wait, Marty wants to wonder what? You got
Why we haven't
blocked
talked
out
about
there.
a certain individual.
Which individual?
Some dude hiding in his bunker. I don't know who it is.
Oh, Lord. We ain't even getting on that situation.
Wait,
Here's the
what?
thing.
Oh, you talking about that dude?
Yeah, that dude.
Oh,
That
Oh, we
dude.
don't mention his name no more.
Here's
We don't mention his
the
name.
problem. Here's the problem.
No, let's not start that.
Come on, 45?
I'm a
Cole 45?
Yeah, 45. 45.
No.
45.
We don't mention his name.
Oh, we talking about that
Oh,
motherfucker.
we're
No.
talking about that.
No,
Man, I ain't giving that man no energy.
Nope.
bro.
I'm not commenting on the negative. That's too much negative energy.
Nope.
There's your answer, Marty Party. We ain't with it.
Nah,
Nah.
Ain't with it.
y'all
Next.
can have
Hey,
that.
bro, hey,
Marty.
what do we think about, the Sean Henry type of life?
Oh my lord.
Oh, we want to go into Sean Henry.
Yeah, well, I damn sure do. Not John Henry, Sean Henry.
Yikes.
Who is that? Oh, that's Stretch Homeboy.
Whoa, hey. Whoa.
Oh.
I defriended that nigga. He's a racist
What do you do?
and a sexist.
What the fuck?
What do you do, Ray?
He be saying some fucked up shit on Facebook, bro. I can't.
Yeah, he does, boy.
No, it was not only some fucked up shit. It was
Sean
some-
Henry?
All right. So try and line you on what the motherfucker was saying.
What do you do?
Bro.
What do you do?
I don't know. We're not friends on Facebook no more. So
Oh,
Yikes.
What your friend do, Stretch?
listen.
See, what you're not going to do is lump me into that category with that motherfucker.
Okay, well, speak on it, because I don't know.
I'm gonna speak on it.
Okay, talk to me.
So he went and I don't want to. I don't have my phone. I'm talking to you all through my phone, so I can't really like address what he actually said. But he was trying to
I
address
don't,
something.
I don't want you to paraphrase or
No, I
I'm
want
not
to.
gonna say.
You might wanna get your phone.
I want.
Hold on, I want paraphrase
He's
the
gonna
form.
paraphrase.
This man literally said verbatim, niggas, 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 anarchy, anarchy, anarchy. What do they
He's trying
want?
to make a quote from Talladega Nights, and I don't give a fuck who you are. At the end of the day, it's offensive, it's stupid, and I live with the fucking cocksucker. So I called his ass out. I said, if I ever see you in goddamn Waterford, I'm beating your ass straight on sight. And last night, me, Derek, and fucking Stretch were fucking looking like sideways, like, oh, is he gonna come in? Is he gonna come in? Bruh.
So let me not, because we're not going to take up time addressing directly this negativity. Like, that just sounds like clear negativity.
Exactly.
We don't wanna waste time
address
on
the negativity
No, and I'm with
situation.
you, Gil, and I get you, and I respect you for that. You know, but what I want to ask here is,
Yeah.
because I've had this debate with a few people, and some people just block or unfriend or just delete people with that different point of view.
I didn't delete
Me
him.
personally,
I
no,
wouldn't delete him.
I get that, but me personally, I won't delete somebody for having a different point of view
No.
because it tests my point of view. So I have a
The
friend.
thing is,
I have
my friend-
2 or 3 people, and
Hold on, Gil.
not the one that.
No, you're fine.
No, let me finish. Gil, I got you. Let me finish.
Speak a piece.
So I've got about 2 or 3 people on my Facebook that will comment boldly, usually from the opposing point of view. We agree on some points, and we found meet in the middle places, but pretty strong advocates of the other side for the most part, right? I
get
don't
where you're
remove
going,
them
Jamie.
because those conversations help me fully understand my point of view and make me question some stuff that I've never questioned. The
course.
problem is if you don't have people like that, you're in this echo chamber of just fucking yes men. And we don't just need yes men in our lives. We need people that
Thank
test
you,
us,
Marty
right?
Fox, earlier.
So,
on the thread.
In a lot of places, I believe it's important to have those opposing
have
point of
yes
views,
men
even
in
if
my
you're going to
life.
fight with them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So let me rebuttal that real quick.
Go ahead, Jones.
Right.
100%, and I agree with you to the extent of you need a difference of opinion to be able to have a full concept of the argument.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. You're right.
In this case, and in most cases where I've had to delete people, it's not just a disagreement with the argument or perspective. It's a complete disconnect on constructive fucking conversation.
Exactly.
Thank you. Yep.
In my world, in my space, and I have to read that shit. And I don't need it. I don't want it. There's nothing to even talk about with those people. You can't bridge that gap with a lot of people. Period.
Yes. And what I want to touch on based on that is like, I told him take the shit off first. That's why I said take the shit off.
No, it's his.
I said take the shit off because it's stupid. And the thing was that he said I'm not taking the shit off, and he never took the shit off. Like you can redeem yourself from taking the shit off and switching it back and forth. But this motherfucker wants to lead it on, and then poor sister fucking defends his fucking pussy ass in the end of the day. What I'm saying is that I have black family, literally like in blood wise. You know what I'm saying? I have everybody. You do not say something like that. I literally don't use the N-word ever, barely ever, because I felt like it's not my place. And I'm a father of one, and in the end of the day, I have the respect to my brothers, my friends, and my family to never disrespect something like that. You could have came up with something different, bro. In the end of the day, you chose to be that petty. Be that petty. You're gonna get yours in the end of the day. That's what I'm saying. That's all I gotta say about that. Because I love you guys to death, and I will always defend you guys in the end of the day. But that was, even though if you quoted it on stupid, whatever you're doing, drunk or not, that was not the right thing to do.
Yeah, I feel you, but you're also giving a lot of energy towards somebody that's so insignificant in your life.
I did.
It's a waste, bro.
I did. But I did for the right reasons, though.
Yeah.
Because
I stretch, man. I'm not trying to rag on your homeboy. I just don't fuck with niggas like that.
Me neither.
Ray, I hear you, Ray, and I feel you as far as like when you give that much energy and that kind of like you're fighting that negativity that hard. At some point, I just don't mess with you, and you just got to go. And I get that.
No, you do.
For me, a lot of times, I have my emotions, my feelings, and whatever. And then when I go on the social medias, I don't expect any kind of validation or anything emotional on that level. Mm-hmm. So I'm there to discuss, period. And I'll have those discussions forever because for me, you're not going to upset me. You're not going to throw me off my center, period. I know how I feel. I know who I am.
That's not.
So we can have the discussion. Even if my opinion changes or something, I can change an opinion or have a discussion without it ruining my emotional stability for the day. Like I have a person on my Facebook that agrees with me. That's like, how do you entertain these people? And I'm like, because they don't dictate how my life goes. They don't ruin or save my day, whatever they say, because I know where I'm at and who I am. You know what I'm saying? So for me, because I'm comfortable at my emotional center, I can have a conversation over those comments and not lose my cool and not be upset and have my whole day ruined. So I like to welcome it.
Oh my Lord.
I like to welcome it because I can still stay me while welcoming a conversation and learning a different mentality.
Shout out to St. Louis. It's changed you. It's a good thing.
I ain't in St. Louis, bro.
I don't know where the fuck you're at now. I mean,
that's a lot of effort for a non-essential individual. I really don't even. I don't know, man. I'm just at a point in my life where certain shit just doesn't appeal to me, and people that only have direct points of view that are from a combative and non-productive angle, I can't fuck with you.
I can't. Right. You're 100% right.
Well, don't get me wrong.
I know this guy for God, dude. You tell you something. I know this guy for fucking so many years, and in the end of the day, it just pissed me off more than just.
No, I'm not even like centralizing on him anymore. It's just.
Oh no! I mean, just in general though, anyone that would say that, like, why would you go that route?
I mean, I get the energy.
Let me say and Ray, I get you. If they're being non-productive and there's no productivity being accomplished, there's no time for that conversation. And actually, I called out on that today because
I don't engage in these things with them. I'm not a Facebook fucking chat warrior. I see the constant post and where they're coming from, and then I see the comments, and I'm just like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
And
See,
I get that.
I try not to be a Facebook warrior, but sometimes it happens. I mean, sometimes like.
I like to talk my shit, but also love to fight, so I'm in a bad situation.
Like sometimes I can't help but call people out on their ignorant shit that they say, you know, and like
That's the same here.
Like the thing is that, you know, and like in this whole situation, these people that post about the looting are not the same people that posted about what the shooting or the killing. You know what I mean? They didn't post about that.
They just
So
don't want.
it's like, well, where the fuck was you a couple days ago when this shit happened? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I've been calling people out, but I've also had intellectual conversations with people, like through Messenger and shit like that. Just like, okay, so then what do you think we should do then? Because we try.
So
But that's a different story.
it's like the
Which
difference.
didn't happen.
Someone
Happened,
posts,
but
I don't understand why all these people are doing this to this degree and blah blah blah, and someone going, "Fuck these people, they shouldn't be looting," blah blah blah.
when they, you know, your
Right.
friends.
It's
Well,
like,
and
right,
you know, so Mike, to what you were saying, I've had a conversation on Facebook recently that went this way. Like, I don't get the looting, blah, blah. Somebody please help me understand. And I said, I don't necessarily say it's appropriate or right. I don't think you're supposed to be rioting and looting. However, the emotional state of X amount of years of no one listening to you drives people to crazy shit. Crazy shit happens when you feel like you haven't been heard for fucking however many years. And shit happens that's irrational. What we need to do is look at don't consider, oh, I get that a black man was killed, but this looting doesn't make sense. Look at, I get that property is being destroyed and that's bad, but the killing of innocent black men needs to stop.
Exactly.
Your
You don't
priority.
get many to say that, Jamie. That's the thing. You're not going to get many people to say that. You're just not.
No one,
So they're not going to see it from that
do not
perspective.
prioritize
Nobody prioritizes
the lives
at all.
of minority.
But you're right.
They're not going to see it that way. That's why we're in the fucking position that we're in right now, because they don't see that. Somebody literally just posted on my Facebook just now, posted a statistic about how many white people are shot by cops in a year. Like, and she's a
There's
and it was a
6
white
times the
woman who posted it.
demographic.
None.
Get the fuck out of here.
Not a goddamn one.
6 times the demographic. And then we're doing math again. Engineers on the set. That's 6 times the people. We're not hearing it.
So again,
So let
that's
me.
what I'm trying to say. They're not going to look at it that way.
Yeah. So to Derek's point, let me just say this: if you have 8 times the number of white people as you do black people, and white people are killed at twice the rate, that means that blacks are actually suffering at 4 times the rate per 10,000 people.
Yes, per capita.
Let me just give y'all math.
shit.
Math checks out.
Doing math. Let me just give y'all math. That's how those numbers work out.
Yeah.
Are we mathing? I'm in. We mathing. I'm in.
we'll break down
Derek,
that.
there's a calculator on my coffee table.
Hey, Stretch, is that next to that? What is it, Uncle Ray or?
No. It's on the coffee table. Uncle Ray's in the kitchen.
Oh, okay, there you go. There you go.
I keep that motherfucking thing on me.
Oh,
shit.
Eating with it and
But
rocking.
all I'm saying is like, and I've been saying this shit since this shit happened. This is the shit that happens when you poke the fucking bear.
You ain't lying.
Stop poking the bear. Yo, you're not gonna be like, I mean, you shouldn't be like, oh, that fucking bear is out terrorizing the city. Who the fuck was fucking with it? If y'all didn't fuck with the bear, aka if y'all didn't fucking, settle this shit a long time ago, if y'all didn't put an end to this shit a long time ago, then now there won't be riots and burning and shit in the streets. Not condoning it, not that it's right. But this is what the fuck happens when you poke the goddamn bear.
These aren't what
Now-
are burnt bears.
Shit gets got. You get got.
So now it has become a thing where that every time y'all do some stupid shit, like kill another unarmed black dude, whatever the fuck, this is the shit that's gonna happen every goddamn time. So if you don't want your fucking states to burn to the goddamn ground, how about we start making some differences here?
What about my Pacific Islander brothers?
I'm not condoning the rioting and the looting and all that bullshit. I am not condoning it. All I'm saying is when a kid throws a temper tantrum, you know what I mean? Like it's like kids throwing temper tantrums, you know?
Yep.
I read about that. Really wish I could quote it more, but I can't right now because it's a lot of words and I'm a little drunk. But still, you get the point.
Let me say this.
Lord.
Bro, I went to a club.
bro.
Alright.
I'm
You're a G,
sorry,
bro.
Hey, James, I don't know why you're
I'm
sitting over me like that.
Oh,
What?
shit.
I feel like you're on top, like in a pulpit, and you're speaking down on me. I don't like that
No,
shit.
you don't like
No,
that.
I'm sorry. I stand up at my computer. I have a standing computer.
Hey, boy,
desk.
I'm a stand-up dude, boy. Don't touch me like that.
Wait, what?
Let him be him, bro. Let him be him.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I just noticed.
He feels like Jamie's standing on a pedestal looking down at us.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
y'all want me to sit down? I can sit down if y'all need me to.
No, never mind.
I'm fucking with you, James.
Never make your mic work, bro.
I can sit down if y'all want. It don't matter. It's fine.
Oh, you just PS4.
Yeah,
Oh,
fucking with you.
that must be better. Your Bluetooth headset got closer to the goddamn source. I can hear you.
You ain't
You might need to upgrade from Turtle Beaches, bro.
Is you done? Is you done or is you finished? Is you done?
Dude.
You was standing up. The signal was too far, baby.
Bro, I'm, dude, I've never laughed as hard as I've had laughed in so many months, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm just fucking with you, Jamie. It's been a minute, bro. I ain't seen you.
Nah, it has been a minute,
You the
and-
goddamn truth, goddamn.
Let me tell you,
I ain't seen you in a minute.
I miss the hell out of y'all for sure, bro. I definitely miss y'all.
Hey, you need to send us a taste test of that shitty beer you made too.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That
shit.
closet beer.
What kind of sideways comment is that?
That fucking closet beer.
Damn, nigga, I was shocked.
Hey, calm the fuck down, all right? Hey, what y'all got?
I'm just saying, like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, send us a fucking taste test of that shitty beer, man.
I'm cooking some
I'm
fire.
not calling it shitty. I'm just calling it closet beer, but I still want to try.
Oh,
it.
my
You did
God.
call it shitty before.
What's
You
the
know
name?
damn well you gonna send it to artists and he's gonna hate it no matter what.
Right, exactly. Because artists like
Y'all just really kill my vibe right now. Like, really. I don't know what to do with y'all anymore, man.
Just,
Can't take
yo,
y'all
you
anywhere.
use that-
R. Kelly beer.
I'm just saying, I want to taste the beer to see what it tastes like.
No matter what it tastes like, it'd be fantastic. You'll be like, man, this shit worse than Yingling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo,
Oh,
hey,
Yingling.
hey,
What's wrong
don't,
with
hey,
Yingling?
fuck, hey, listen, bro. Yingling calls me the N-word every time I drink it, bro. Old ass beard, racist ass beard. Yingling is racist as fuck, bro. Ain't no way.
Enough
The
said.
first beer.
You might need to stop drinking that shit, then.
The
You
people
might need
that
to
brew
stop
it are
drinking.
racist, just
I
like-
just started some bullshit. Sorry.
I'm just, bro. I'm just playing. I'm just fucking with you.
You might ought to start drinking that Samuel L. Jackson.
Yo, hey, yo, Jamie, I was just gonna ask you, what are you gonna name your beer? And now I found the answer. You need to name your beer Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Drink this motherfucking beer, motherfucker.
It'll get you drunk.
I really got some motherfucking beer. This is my motherfucking beer. This called Samuel
It's called the
motherfucking
it's
Jackson.
called the motherfucker. It's
Oh
called
Lord.
Bitch.
No, actually, yo, it would be funnier, Jamie. I think it would be funnier if you're like talking normally, like, you know what? I could really use a beer right now. God damn, this is a motherfucking good ass beer, mother. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hops, the beer got motherfucking hops.
Yo, y'all got some real
Taste,
aggressive beer
motherfucker.
names, all right? How many of y'all want to drink a beer that aggressive? Like half that aggressive. Come on, son. It's beer.
I mean, yeah, you don't drink beer aggressively unless you're Stone Cold Steve Austin,
Right.
Or, I mean,
Nah,
or
still
any white
sure,
person
the
at
only
a
way you
frat
can
I
party.
don't
change
know, man.
aggressively.
When I hang out with white people, I drink beer aggressively.
Yeah, no, same.
Why? What does that do for you,
It's
Jonesy?
that whole
What does
Renan
that
Rome
accomplish?
mentality.
I mean,
He's
no, I
trying to
don't
keep.
see how-
He's trying to keep up. That's why he's doing it. That's why it's so rare.
My
He's just
thing
trying
is,
to keep up with the
why
white
don't you
people.
just get some
Oh,
liquor,
boy.
bro?
Tell him, Marcus. Get
What
him.
Marcus,
Listen,
get
I
out
drink-
loud.
I drink beer when I'm in a calm setting, like when I'm just kicking it with the boys.
Oh, you
Like
so full
I'll
of
have
shit.
I'll have a beer or some shit. But when I'm out trying to get smacked, then I drink liquor. I don't drink a lot of beer. You know what I mean? First of all, it make me feel fat and shit.
Do you always
But-
get virtual tours of your crib while you on?
You
That's
can't do
why I
shit
was
on this
standing up.
podcast, bro.
That's why I was standing up.
Oh my
You
God.
see,
Hey, Pastor Jimmy, sit down, bro. Sit your
All
ass
right,
down.
all right, hold the fuck on.
But now y'all
Hold the
see why I
fuck on.
stand up.
Like you're in a bad boat.
This is right now.
All right, listen. First of all,
Right,
first of all,
shit for that one, bro.
no, hold on. Hold the fuck on. First of all, this is my girlfriend's house. Secondly,
Damn, put us out there like, all right.
I don't have my computer. I don't have my computer to stand in one spot. So I'm a pacing ass nigga, and that's just what I do.
You mean
Now-
you don't have a computer?
out.
That's what's
Because
happening.
you're making me dizzy right now.
Epilepsy.
Nigga, you been, bro, Gil, nigga, Gil, you been dizzy all goddamn day with your drunk ass. I bet you fucked up right now. Dizzy ass boy. You always dizzy. Every time I meet you, you dizzy as fuck.
I'm with y'all so much, man. There's so much love over here, man. And I swear to God, man. Honestly, it's all love in the end of the day.
Yeah.
You guys are fucking the most amazing people I've ever met in my life, man. Honestly. And
I'm trying to keep it real around
at the
here.
end of the day, we're all real.
Yo, I
we're all
say this
family.
for everybody, my dude. You're welcome.
Thank you. Especially you, my friend. You know what I'm talking about. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
You're my boy. Always will be. You guys are amazing, man. Honestly, man.
I don't even know who that nigga is personally.
Oh shit! You the one that
Damn.
introduced me to the motherfucker. Goddamn.
Hey, Micah, those from high ceilings. Is that 8
Stretch
feet?
introduced me to art.
Micah,
and this fucking,
them 8 feet
PlayStation
ceilings?
4
Yeah,
fucking fanatic.
Micah, are those vaulted ceilings?
You vaulted and shit? Micah, you over there vaulted?
What
Oh
kind of
shit!
cabinets is that? Is that oak? Is that cherry wood?
It's balsa wood. Get it right.
Oh, wildin' now. Y'all
Wow.
wild.
Oh shit. Oh my lord, man. Yo,
Did you break in somebody's house while they on vacation?
Micah, yo, wait, was that a watermelon you just? Was
That
that
was
a?
a melon and a pineapple.
I didn't see that shit.
Oh,
The
damn.
whole ass
I
of
want
watermelon
proof.
just on deck waiting.
I
Damn,
want
Micah.
proof. Watermelon what?
Oh, you
went
got the
mute.
fancy disposable plates with the whole decoration and shit. I see you.
Damn. All right.
What have I not seen this be?
All right, Micah, we
Watermelon
here.
what?
Can y'all hear him?
I can't hear
Nope,
shit.
can't hear him at all.
No, okay.
Oh no, he's probably just stuffing his face on the watermelon. That's all I heard.
Nah, he muted. He emotional and shit.
No, he's not muted.
Girlfriend
He's not muted.
made him mute. Told her to show
Oh,
the
no, it was, my headphones were. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, my headphones were being
Charge
funky.
at the house. I mean, at the goddamn hotel. Yeah. And Stretch is probably the only one that he got.
Yeah, what's up, you guys?
While we're all here, quick, Micah, do you want to talk about your song that you released this past Friday?
Yeah, Mr. Lavish, do your thing.
Fire, by the way.
Oh yeah, Lavish Mike dropped a song, bro. Dropped a song a few days ago. It says it's some real shit. I think I'm sending a pretty decent message with the song. So I mean, it is now on. It should be on Spotify by now, but there's the minute snippet on there. But it's on Apple Music for sure. It's on YouTube. That kind
Mike,
of
I
thing.
haven't heard it, but I would definitely hear it tomorrow when I have a chance. I'm sure it's fire.
Micah,
song
he's
Yeah.
too drunk to remember this. You got to send him a link tomorrow. He ain't gonna remember that shit.
I'll read.
No, I'm
resend
gonna
it.
remember this shit, bro. Listen, man. I remember everything.
Hey, Gil, I'm fucking with you.
What kind of
I
song is
remember
this?
most of the things, but definitely
What genre? What genre is this?
You rapping.
Hip hop?
Rap-ish.
Okay. All right. That's what's up.
I'll hear it out.
What's the
Frederick
title?
Douglass.
I really
Frederick
dig it.
Douglass, talk to me, man.
The people that have heard it have shown me nothing but love. So
That's a
I really-
beautiful thing, my man.
That's great, man. God bless your heart, man. Honestly, man. That
You
shit
gonna
was
post the link, Stretch?
I got y'all. Michael, what's the title of the song
all right.
again?
Even
Something to
better.
say.
Even
After
better.
here, I definitely will be reposting. I'll be posting a link of it. So
Yeah, man.
Do that, man. Do that. So that way I can share for everybody and the mother to fucking listen to that shit.
I
man.
want to tell the Frederick Douglass. Can we get him back on the mic? Jamie, Frederick Douglass, talk to me, man.
Sir, first of all, what you're not gonna do, what we're not gonna do is have that shit, all right? We're gonna cut that shit ASAP.
Right now,
That's
man.
what we not
I
doing.
can't with y'all. I can't with y'all right now, bro.
Tell me your Sir Jordan truth right now, son. I'm trying to listen. Talk to me.
We can't have nothing, bro.
First of all,
No shit.
Derek, first of all, let me
Every
say,
time.
that's why I fucking hate you, bro. You're a pain in the ass.
We
Can't
can't
stand
have
you.
nothing
We can't
like
have
that
shit,
at all,
man.
ever.
Derek, hey Derek, come on, man. You got to live your punches, man. Damn. I mean,
Dude,
shit.
I never laughed so hard in my life.
No, I mean, come on, man. Jamie can't help that he look like a trucker, that he driving cross
I'm
country
finna
delivering apples and shit.
disconnect so quick. I'm finna fucking leave. Y'all get on my goddamn nerves.
Oh,
This is why I didn't want to be a part of this shit.
That motherfucker got
He
that.
the shit.
He got that.
Hold on, Jamie.
Oh, my
Dad said my
Lord.
barber don't miss me. I understand, dog. They don't miss you, bro.
Jamie,
Is you done? Is you done or is you finished? Is you done? Is you done?
Man, don't take that
My
shit.
bad, man. My bad. Let me stop. Let me stop.
We
My
gotta
bad.
go. We going to hell sometime soon.
It's all right,
My
bro.
bad.
Anyway.
Your barber furloughed you. It's okay. I've been
I
there.
don't know. Stretch. I don't know if I'm about to close this shit out, but I'll go ahead and say this.
Jamie, I love you like family. You know I do, boy. Don't Alec is different.
No, they ain't.
You know I love you, Jamie.
Hey, yo, your brother, Derek. A1 from day one, for sure, bro.
Turn that fan over. Son.
I'm sick of you talking shit about me, but I appreciate you.
Hey, whatever. I got love for you, Jamie. I'm just saying, Jamie, your barber got furloughed. It's okay.
I ain't seen a barber in months, my dude. Anyway,
We know.
Me and this motherfucker gets haircuts ain't gonna talk that cash shit. You were saying yesterday. You would
Yeah,
have
don't let him talk that shit to you, JB. He was looking worse yesterday, bro.
Stop playing.
bro, y'all know Derek only puts on for the show. Let's be clear.
Whoa.
All right? All right? Catch a nigga in 9 days, he gonna be looking ugly as fuck. It's okay.
I mean, that's all of us. It should be 9 days that you get a haircut. You know?
That means in 8 days I can make your bitch my best friend.
Oh my
Enjoy.
Lord.
Oh,
Oh
sir,
my
sir.
God.
Chill.
Oh my Lord.
What we're not gonna do is that.
Unless I'm born-
I'm done with y'all, man. I'm done.
Hey, let me say this. Hold on, artist. Let me.
Guys,
I love you,
guys,
Jamie.
guys.
Stop being mad at me all the time, man.
Hey, yo,
I don't understand. You know I love you, Jamie. You give me shit all the time too, but it's not fair when I give it back.
I love
Don't
you too,
shoot.
bro. No, it's all good. It's all good.
Don't shoot.
I love you.
You know I would defend you
I
against
love you.
anybody, anyway.
My boy.
Right. It's all good, Derek. It's all love.
No
It's all
Amat.
fun and games,
No
man.
Amat just said he looked like the tech guy from every major heist movie.
No.
Go ahead. After that, I'm gonna let y'all have this.
Marcus just bounced.
Y'all done? Y'all done?
The last black actor left on leverage. That shit
Oh, good? You done?
That shit. That's cool. That's
Oh,
cool.
you're not. done.
Jamie, get all of them, Jamie. Get them.
Smoke. Give him a smoke, Jamie.
They ain't ready
Oh
for you,
man.
I want that smoke. Give me that
First of
smoke,
all,
Jamie.
only 50% of the people on this call still got hair, so I don't want to hear shit from y'all bald motherfuckers. Let's be clear.
Hey, I chose to cut my shit off.
It's even less.
Too.
It's even less for the
Dude.
motherfuckers that know how to grow facial hair, so I don't want to hear shit from y'all motherfuckers either. Stretch over there with a hat on.
Sure.
That homeless
You know what?
motherfucker
You're right.
had a
I
haircut.
grow facial
God
hair.
knows
I'm good.
when. All right.
Oh shit.
That's fucked
Hair's
up.
still there?
That's fucked up. No, that's fucked up.
Anyway, man.
My fucking ugly ass.
Just got that shit hooked up with them juices and berries, huh?
Gil, listen, Gil.
I can't be bald. I can't be
Gil,
bald.
listen.
Chris,
Gil,
what you
only
put
the
in there?
best.
That juices
Gil.
and berries?
Only the best, bro.
Gil. Hey, Gil, listen.
Yes, sir.
Stop touching your face with them hands because you know they ain't clean, all right?
Oh,
Anyway.
Oh, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised, my man.
Anyway.
My man said, wash it up.
Always
Oh,
wash
man.
that
We
bitch
got to
up,
ride.
Let me say this, and I'm going to wrap up. I don't know if y'all going to keep going, but I'm going to wrap up my part of this.
Done? Oh,
Mike went out again. Why'd y'all make him sit down, bro?
The issues now are not so
he needs to sit down.
old racism that they're just so obvious. It's this weird.
Gotta get closer to your. Gotta get closer to your.
Can't hear you.
To your little
Oh,
microphone,
sorry. You
little
hear me now? You
PS4
hear me now?
microphone that
You
got
ain't
linked
Check,
in
check,
there.
check.
Like, you
hear
gotta
me?
put that shit on your face.
Artist, can you hear me?
Hear you.
All right, let me say this shit now. the issues as far as the racial divide and racism, they're not so bold now as far as beating people in the streets every other day. They're not bold. There's the subtle comments, the subtle shit that we let slide, all that kind of stuff. You have to watch for the subtleties that grow into bigger shit. There's a huge issue with the justice system that needs to be corrected. It starts at the local level, but it needs to travel up to the state level, right?
Agreed.
We have a
Everybody's
leader. There's a
Agreed,
leader
like,
right
agreed.
now that when people express their pain and their sorrow and it turned into a mess, their first comment was, when the looting starts, the shooting starts. All right? That shit's not okay. We have to
No, it never
understand
was.
and connect to people. If we lose the connection to people, we lose everything. Okay? So first things first, connect to people. Second off, realize that there is an issue, but the issue happens in quiet and in the private instead of on the large scale. So
Oh shit.
we have to be vigilant to the shit that's going on. All right? So keep your eyes open, but remember to address shit in love. There are people that want to learn, that want to understand, and we need to actually educate and help those people understand the shit that we go through. Okay?
Yeah,
We don't need to
very
fight
true.
every single fucking person that doesn't exactly see it how we do, but we have to educate, help, and understand. One person that I know of didn't even know that black kids are taught how they need to act in a traffic stop. But I
Yep.
learned when I was 8 years
Yes.
old, put your hands up
My mom taught
before
me
the
that.
cop gets there so they know you don't have a weapon. Tell them where you're going to move your hands before you move your fucking hands.
Yeah, my mom
Move
taught me that.
slowly so they don't think you're like grabbing something real quick. You know what I'm saying? If you can avoid it, don't reach for stuff in your pockets while they're at your window. Wait till they go to their car and come back. Little things like that that we learned that people don't even know about. Educate, understand each other, and have the conversations. Don't just jump to fighting immediately. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully, with some of this stuff and a couple others that I haven't mentioned, we can get to a point where we understand each other, we help each other, and we love each other. Because the end goal is not division,
We're
hatred,
one.
or
We're not. We're
pain.
not separate.
It's love, unity, and peace. You know what I'm saying?
I won't argue with you on that.
I'm not arguing with you on that. The only thing I say is that we're all one. No matter
Absolutely.
what skin color you are, we're all one. Supposedly.
Absolutely.
We're all one.
And also, before I leave out here, I want to say, wash your goddamn hands, all right? Coronavirus is real, COVID is real, and this shit's a fucking
I still
problem.
fuck you.
Wash
I
your
still say fuck
goddamn
you for
hands.
that one, nigga. I know what you're doing.
It ain't
I
even
hate
at
your ass
nobody.
so much.
That ain't
But
even
look,
no
man,
hatred.
Jamie, miss you, man.
I miss
Wish
you.
you next time we're out here, we're gonna have a fucking beer together.
Absolutely, my brother.
All right, Jamie.
You're paying for it.
I'll see you.
Be
All right,
good,
anybody
bro.
else have any closing remarks?
Yeah.
I gotta throw that out there.
Yo, all I gotta say, honestly, is let your voice be heard. You know what I'm saying? If there's something that you feel is going on, and there's the debate that I had with someone earlier about other shit that police do that's not just a black thing. You know what? That's totally understandable too. I mean, we need to make a stand against police brutality as well. But in my situation, on my side of it, it touches me a little bit more when it's a black life, because I'm a fucking black man, and that lives in a community in which there's not as much of me as there is the other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In a community and in a world, in a country in which some people are somehow, for some reason, threatened by us. Don't know why, especially if I'm not doing anything threatening, but there's a big ass target in my motherfucking face already.
Right.
So, but what I'm trying to say though,
Symbolism, target.
exactly. And
It
so
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You guys are. Go ahead.
make a stand for something that you believe in, regardless of what that thing is. Okay.
You're
And
right.
everybody just be safe. Keep
Yes.
it real. I'm
Yes.
saying, like, stick up for one another, because honestly, we're all we have. We're all we have. You know what I mean? And
Yes,
as long
sir.
as we keep each other divided, that's the only way the government is going to keep fucking us up.
And that's what
We need
it
to
is.
work together and realize that there's a bigger problem than just what's going on in our lives.
Yeah. Exactly.
Try to make where we make our home, make this country a better place.
Exactly.
We're gonna have to do it. It's not the people that we put in charge of us. We
We are our own people.
As the preamble says, we the people.
Exactly.
So,
and last time I checked, we was all people. I do have
going forward on what you're saying, my friend. I'm a Spanish person. I'm not black. I'm not anything of that nature. But I am one represent for you guys, and I just tell you as a Hispanic person, what you guys been dealing with for so many years, for over 400 years, it's been more heartbreaking than anything. To end my own personal thing, I just want to let you guys know that I would never ever like neglect you guys ever in the life of whatever it is and whatever that has become. I want you guys to know that I'm 100% behind y'all and everything that you guys do in life, because I want everyone to succeed, because we succeed as people. Yeah, we succeed as people. We're one. You know what I'm saying? Black, white, Spanish, Chinese, I don't give a fuck who you are. It's just we all succeed as one at the end of the day. And I just want y'all to just understand that I'll always be behind your backs and always be right there for y'all and keep striving for y'all.
Yeah, I got scared because also behind my back said, nigga, no, you're not. Not today. Ain't gonna be another that.
But anyway,
zero.
At the end of the day, I love y'all very much, man. My battery's going to shit. But I do love y'all very much, and I wish the best for all of you guys, man. Every one of y'all. If you have kids, love your kids and embrace them. Embrace them, love them as much as you can. Because it's all you got, and you can teach them the knowledge that we are learning today. You know what I'm saying? Take today as in, teach your kids what is becoming of today. But I just want to just let y'all go on that motion of time. But seriously, man, as a Hispanic, you guys are my world, man. At the end of the day, you guys are my world, and I would never be anything without you guys in general, man. Because in each and every individual that I have in this whole goddamn conversation, we all made something out of ourselves. Whether it was touching somebody touching ourselves for one reason or the other, we all have a community that we can, relate to, and we can actually like bond and talk an actual conversation to. Yeah. So that's how I leave it, man. I mean, it's not much, but wish I can do better.
Well said.
I want to shout out Noah Mott, man. Noah, you're an ally in what I believe in, man. Like if people don't realize what I do financialism on the side. Because we don't know that I do that on the low. Politics is my thing. Has been, and it will probably be my whole second part of my life. But Noah, anytime you do a podcast and want me on to discuss politics, I want to be on there. Even where we differ, we still have the same idealisms, and I appreciate it.
Thanks.
But to you guys out here, man, just be safe and don't be afraid, because I'm not afraid to die. I've lived long enough. In the words of Common, hey, man, I just want to be. That's it. Let me be. Because if you don't, it's going to be a problem. That's it.
Anyone else have any closing remarks?
Nigga, it's June 1st. It's my birthday. Turn up.
Hey, nigga, Juneteenth.
June 6th.
It's going to really turn up. It's going to be a problem in America, but we're going to be that at a later time.
Yo, why y'all correcting him? Let the man celebrate his birthday. Turn up, Ray. I got you.
What you need, Ray?
Booties and boobs.
Fair enough.
I'm a simple man.
Are you at Kanata's house?
Yeah. I'm probably going to shoot out to the beach this weekend, though. So, Stretch, I'll keep you posted. Obviously, you boys that are local, I'll let you know what's good if y'all want to come out and hang out.
Nobody want to hang out with you.
Take your black ass and sleep, nigga.
Grumpy ass, old ass artist.
That nigga turned into DJ Proof for no reason.
Why you talk like that, artist?
Man, look, right? He know what time it is. He know I'm just fucking.
Hey, I'm just saying I'm off Sundays now. I gotta go.
Oh, what? You off Sundays? All right, bet. I'm gonna keep that shit in mind. So when I say let's go Let's go day drinking. I don't want to hear no shit. Let's go.
All we can do is day drinking now, man. We got curfew.
Huh?
All we can do is day drink now. We got curfew, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, you fuck. That's right. You up.
Oh, I'm sorry. We can't all live in Seminole.
Yeah, you must be cool. You so cool, bro.
Thanks a lot, Bin Laden.
All right. We all
All right,
good,
guys.
Some,
I'm out.
right.
Hey, I'll holler at y'all. Peace, love, and happiness.
All right.
Peace and hair grease.
All right, so with that being said, everybody, be safe, get home safe, look both ways and cross in the street. Don't run with scissors. Don't talk to strangers. Use condoms. Wash your motherfucking hands. Black Lives Matter. Justice for George Floyd. And most importantly,
Stay lavish.
Lavish.
yeah, I
Fade
got
to
some
black.
chick-
Salute.